Pops, the first chance. I mean, we had access to great tickets. A little bit louder. Your family's listening, your friends, yeah.
All right, Brody Church, class of 2026.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
The standard is
Welcome to Tampa Bay St. Pete Sports Connection.
Good morning, Tampa Bay, and welcome to the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection, providing a positive perspective from the Pee-wees to the preps to the pros on this January 24th. We're video streaming live from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill down here across from Tropicana Field in downtown St. Petersburg. America's #1 sports bar as voted by USA Today. I'm Mike Rickard alongside Ray Kennedy, baseball, Ben Botham, of course, Big Bets Ben Botham. A little bit later on, we'll talk about those Patriots. We got a Patriot fan in the house. Brad Richardson will be here in our Body Armor Coca-Cola studios, and we'll talk a little conversation with Shorecrest Prep, the boys soccer team. And then in our Ice Pick Vodka conversations, we're going to talk to Alex Reba. All things, Alex is in the house. College football, NFL, NBA, you name it. He's our traveling road show. And Alex in the house. Welcome back. Welcome back to the great state of Florida, my friend. I appreciate you. Oh, he's wearing his Cavs gear. Look at that Cavs gear.
His private jet just landed.
Yeah, exactly. So we got a great show. But one of the cool things in the second hour I'm looking forward to after we talk to Shorecrest, and I know you boys will be interested in this. Well, so will you, Alex. You've been over working for the Rays. We've got a former bat boy. 12 years as a bat boy. You think he doesn't have some dugout stories? So I'm looking forward to that. Something unique there. And then, of course, we'll wind down and talk about Patriots, Broncos. That's going to be an interesting contest. We'll get everybody's perspective. And then, of course, we got to revisit the Natty. I mean, haven't seen a game like that in generations, in my opinion. So, as I said, you're listening to the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection. We are on YouTube Live, Florida Sports Streams, RadioSt.Pete.com. Within the next few weeks, we'll be on Facebook. We will be on TikTok as well as Instagram streaming. But right now, he's sitting over there taking one of his million messages during the course of a day. We're talking about all the events we're going to be involved in. And we're going to start out with the Bruins and Bolts next week. We'll have a representation over there. And then on the 15th, we are going to have a Daytona 500 watch party out back. And I've got Burning Rubber Radio coming to join us. We'll have a lot of fun. Coca-Cola and Budweiser are getting involved in that conversation on the promotions. Then, of course, opening day. And this will be Wrigley South down here, and I couldn't be happier being a Cubs fan as well as a Rays fan now that I moved down
I feel like
here.
Benedict Arnold, since I'm going to be like the only Rays
National
fan in this area, or-
American, dude. I used to be a Yankees fan.
Oh, well, nobody's perfect.
Oh, jeez.
There's only one team that I just can't stand. I'm about to lose one of my great sponsors, and that's the Boston Red Sox.
How can you not love the Red Sox?
That's Fred Forsley in the house. He is the man behind the plan for Sea Dogs Brewing, Shipyard, Ice Pick Vodka, and great friend of the show. And you got something special taking place next Sunday.
Right.
And I know the Boston Bruin fans, and we do a lightning segment. We'll do that about 11:50. But let's talk a little bit about the tailgate party. You do great tailgate parties over there in the parking lot at Ray J.
Yeah, Charlie, Chef Charlie, who's also our GM down at Sea Dog, is really fired up. He's going to do some ribs, his pulled pork. We had a great tailgate when the Patriots came to town and played the Bucks, and I'm a Bucks fan as well as a Patriot fan, but we had over 300 people there. They love the food. So we also will have Ice Pick and all our beers and a variety of others. So it's a lot of fun. They get,
And Bert Farello does a superb job.
Bert does an amazing job as well. Bert is a fan of all sports, and especially, the Bucks. He's become a big Bucks fan. But we've had it's at 4023 Webb Ave, right next to the stadium.
We'll put this on all of our social media this week, by the way,
Yeah.
boys.
If you go to Everbright and you put in Shipyard Tailgate Party, it'll pop up with all the details. And we're going to start at 3:30, and gather there around 3. There's
What time's puck drop? 7?
6:30, I think.
6:30.
Yeah. So let's hope we don't have a swimming pool out there, but I think I think the temperature is not going to be too hot, so it'll be good.
You know what's crazy is I saw they did put because the natural sun in the southern sky, and I figured they'd go south and west. They
Yeah.
put it in the northeast, so it's go over by the pirate ship. So they've incorporated that into the shot, and of course they have that tent that they're going to leave on until 4 hours before the hockey, and then pull it right off. So
Yeah.
I mean, the ice is going to be good, but we'll see how it is toward the third period. But looking
Right.
forward.
Has anybody ever been to one of these?
In Boston at Fenway, they've done it.
Did you
a few
go to it?
times. I did not go, but friends went and they said it was fantastic. So I think they'll figure it out. It'll be
Yeah.
be a first.
Which is funny though, because back then you couldn't have hockey in Florida, and we used to put it inside of a cooler in June. But now technology is letting us have it outside at Ray J here in February. So technology is a good thing.
Yes.
Well, we'll allow you now to pontificate about your about your Patriots a mile high. My prediction is the defense of my Denver Broncos
Oh my
and the
God.
altitude.
Oh my God.
And Stedham's going to play out of his mind.
Well, if you're an
That's what I'd like. That's what I'm fantasizing about.
I'm going to come up with a table right now. Actually. You're talking about we've not done well in the playoffs in Denver, so I think this is our time. We've had a few bad days in Denver in January, and I'm excited about being able to redeem ourselves. I got a good friend out there, Marty Jones. He and I have always had a bet when the two teams play, and so I got a little bet with him on how things are going to turn out. But I got a strong feeling our defensive line is going to wake up one of our old buddies that played for us there. So Stedham will get a good hello from the Patriots defensive line.
My son Benny was at the game last week, and he's going to be there this week. So we're going to get Alex's professional opinion.
Can I ask a question here, though?
Yeah.
If just Sean Payton and Mike Vrabel went to the 50-yard line and just did like a tag team match,
That'd be an ass kicking.
that'd be almost as good as the game.
Vrabel on that
Yeah,
one.
you think?
Sure. Unless Sean's been drinking a little too much, we'll see what.
Or if it's egos. If it's egos and Peyton wins that one, toughness, Vrabel gets it all the way.
Which one? Wasn't was the Grable that got head butted by one of his guys?
Yeah.
In the lip.
Yeah, he loved it.
Well, he's the one that kind of initiates that stuff.
Well, he's from Ohio. That's that's what he expects.
He's aggressive.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to be rooting for us.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't really like any of the teams that are left, but
He's a
You gotta have
Steelers
fun.
fan.
You got half of Ohio State on the Patriots. Come on, let's
this
go.
is my one Ohio team. I'm a Pittsburgher by origin, so I
Oh.
can't
He went
say
to
that
Penn
does
State. He
much.
graduated
Yeah.
from Penn State.
Yeah, so the Buckeyes, I share no love for. But, I just hope it's a good game. I don't have a lot of faith in Jarrett Stidham, considering his last NFL pass was an interception 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, this reminds me of when Tebow was quarterbacking for the Broncos.
And they screwed him. They should have given him a longer shot. That's
yeah, they should have.
a bad karma. And,
They
Denver.
moved it.
Tebow killed the Steelers in his one big playoff game. So, again, you're bringing up bad memories here, Mike.
All right.
I'm trying to make you smile. What do you think about your coaching opening?
Every candidate is a guy I've never heard of, which is the Steelers way. They're going defensive line coach for the Bengals, and then they're going, coordinator of passing game for the Rams. I think it's going to be somebody who they're going to want to keep for the next decade. I did see Mike McCarthy's name thrown around.
I saw that too.
He does have connections to a guy named Aaron Rodgers, who they did say they want to bring back for another year potentially.
Yeah, it's one and done. And if they're going to have a coach that they want longevity out of,
Imagine if you bring a D-line coach from Cincinnati and you bring one defensive end from Cincinnati and pair him with Watt over there in Pittsburgh, automatically you've got the best 1-2 punch in the entire NFL. Maybe that's a thing.
I was just making that up. I don't even know.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, there is no D-line coach.
hey,
Maybe
this show is based on
I did not
facts.
just break news
Hey,
here.
the Bucks
yeah.
are hiring.
This
like,
ain't Pat McAfee. We're just
Yeah.
throwing stuff at the wall or Barstool.
The Bucks are down to hiring Sean McVay's babysitter because they just want someone from the McVay tree. Doesn't even have to know ball. So
I would have loved to have seen them get Mike McDaniel as their OC. I was rooting for that for the Bucks, but
San
I think
Diego or Los Angeles.
I
That's
think
gonna be
that's
pretty
going to be a
saucy.
really good fit. Although him and Harbaugh are two interesting egos, so I'll be curious to see how that offense runs.
Well, Fred, of course, your Patriots, one of their nemesis is the Buffalo Bills. You're probably happy that
We
got that
really
done.
wanted to play Josh Allen and we wanted to play in Foxborough. Any true Patriot fan wanted to play Buffalo. We wanted to redeem ourselves.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But we feel at the end of the day, I always rooted for the if the Pats weren't in it, I was all 4 of those Super Bowls that the Bills were in. I was rooting for the Bills. So I hopefully some of those Bills fans will root for the Pats.
I remember, of course, Billy's in town with Dirty Water Media, former ESPN producer, and I remember the Super Bowl down here. That's when I first met you.
Right.
2020.
Right.
Out front, I think I had one mic, guys, and here's these gorgeous blondes walking around. I mean, 3 cameras. You would have dug it, Adam. Cameras walking around, and I thought, and this guy keeps walking up to me, and he's leaning there, and he keeps saying, "You need to get me on the air." And I'm talking to somebody. I don't know who I'm talking to. Probably somebody insignificant, but I was kind of pissed off, to tell you the truth. And he kept it up. "You want me?" And then finally I thought, here we go, pal. So I give him the frickin' microphone and game on. He's friends with Gronk. He knows everybody. He's got stories from his bar, with the greatest sports bar across from.
That's his sports bar right next to TD Center. So Billy Fairweather is coming to town this week with a number of Boston people that are coming out of Higgs Tickets. If you need tickets, go to Higgs Tickets, and he's sponsoring the tailgate. John Higgins, who's a great guy, and at the end of the day, the Bruins helped start the Lightning in town. Espo was one of the founding Bartons. So we all have a love for the Lightning, except when we're playing them. But I mean, the Lightning they're just an exciting team to watch. So it's going to be a tough one. There's a no lose for most New Englanders that live in Tampa Bay.
Okay, one more time. How do people get tickets to get over there?
Just go to Everbright, go into Shipyard Tailgate Party, and it should pop right up on Everbright tickets, and you'll be able to buy them right there for $60. All you can eat and drink, and a lot of fun people, and
and some great food that Charlie Breakiron's putting out.
Right. Charlie's doing a great job. And as you said, Bert, just strong. We're done a number of tailgates there over the last 3 or 4 years. So people that have gone by it, it's on the visitors side. Again, 23 web app, but get your tickets before. We're hoping to sell out, and it's going to be fun.
Let's talk about tomorrow. Of course, Patriots, Broncos at Sea Dogs. Tell people where it's at.
So
and you had a huge watch party down there. You just turned over the downstairs to a cat last week.
So Sea Dog's been located at 9612 Gulf Boulevard in Treasure Island, right on Blind Pass, where Captain Kosmowski's used to be. For people that have been in
right on the water. It's fabulous.
It's right on the water, and we've got a great team, fun group of people, and we've probably got 60 TVs and up and down and outdoor area. If you have a dog, you can bring them downstairs. And
who brings a dog to a business?
The people from Dog Wear and Care.
I know. I was a hook for you, Adam.
Adam and Caitlin. And so if you want to see more about me, go to Fred Forsley on YouTube, and you can see more about entrepreneurship and some of the business things we have going on. But again, I love supporting your show, Mike, and the rest of the team here, and we'll keep having fun.
Next Wednesday on the T Florida will be doing its video streaming debut with Adam Fernandez here and my gang. So we're looking forward to that. And Fred, thanks for all the support you've given us, my man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Great to see you, Alex Reba, again. Let's do a little wrap of how many miles you put in and where you went on your journey west. My favorite state, which I lived there for quite some time, Colorado. You touched every base there. And then you went.
Not every. We still got northern Colorado up in Greeley and the Air Force.
I've been to both those stadiums. I actually played football 100 years ago, D2, when Northern Colorado was there, and got absolutely slaughtered in Greeley. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that trip, and then we'll migrate to this week.
Yeah, no, it was a great trip. We'd been hoping to get it in the books for a while because I have a couple friends out west, and yeah, good basketball state right now, Colorado. University of Colorado's got a nice team in the Big 12. They've been hanging around. They gave Texas Tech a run for their money last weekend when I was out there. We saw a really talented Colorado State team who's kind of going in a period of transition after their coach Nico Medved left for Minnesota, but they still have some talent. They like we talked about, Ali Farouk-Manesh taking the helm for them. They had a nice showing
Panther
last night at home versus Utah State, who's one of the best teams in that conference right now. In addition, we got to go out to San Francisco, which is a hotbed of college basketball. We didn't get to all. We're halfway through the San Francisco teams, and we have 5 of them already. So it's tough to.
You've seen St. Mary's though, hadn't you?
We saw the Dons and St. Mary's, but in San Francisco, we have not made it out to Moraga, California, whereas St. Mary's home action is played. But they look like another strong second weekend team from the WCC. It's a really slept on college basketball conference. A lot of movement. This is the last year of the traditional WCC. Gonzaga and St. Mary's headed out for greener.
They're redoing that entire conference, aren't they?
Yep, there's a lot of teams coming in, some surprising teams. We actually went to UC Davis, did not realize they were one of the teams that's going to be moving to the Mountain West. So there's a lot of movement in college sports that we all have to keep up with year to year. We got news on the college football playoff, not a lot of movement there, so that's good to see at least. But yeah, in terms of college basketball, I can't say enough good things about the state of affairs in California, and I'm hoping to make it back out there next year to knock off some more teams.
Well, you talk about college playoff. Let's get everybody's perspective on last Monday night's game. We'll start with you, Alex. I thought it was one hell of a game. I felt guilty to some point because I've got so many Miami, Florida fans down here. And Chris Harvey, of course, the coach of CCC, he was kind enough to call us. He was a long snapper there for a national championship. I could go on the people that I know. But my Big Ten love and the Fernandez story, I was pulling for Indiana all the way.
Couldn't agree more. It was, I told you, I had the ticket on Miami since September. Obviously, my wallet was the.
Oh, I
the thing.
forgot.
$1,800.
I was cheering.
Right?
Yep. It would have been a big week. But unfortunately,
did you hear that, Ben? He lost too. He lost too.
I won money on the CFB. I was happy.
Good for you. No, I was in the same boat. Who could not root for Fernando Mendoza? He is like the most wholesome human being in sports since probably, you said it last week, Tim Tebow. I mean, the guy is so likable. His family is so likable. They are such a great story. I am rooting nothing but the best for him, most likely in Las Vegas, which is obviously a pretty strange combination for a guy like that, but also maybe the best kind of fit because he's probably not going to be out at the bars and the clubs and gambling the nights away in Las Vegas.
I've seen greater people go down.
It's true, but I think I saw a story about a podcast. Some guy came up to him at the Heisman ceremony that was, I think it might have been Ricky Williams or someone like that. And Mendoza was pulling some of the guys aside and he was like, I've really put a lot of my time into football. Do you guys have any suggestions on talking to girls? I really haven't had time to talk to girls.
Don't ask Michael Irvin.
Who said that?
Fernando Mendoza. he hasn't. He is just such a football first guy, family first
He
guy.
probably have a lot of snakes hanging around him right now trying to get.
I saw he was at 11 after the game, and my girlfriend was like, "Keep him away from him. He's too pure. He's too wholesome, But
he was superb on that Jimmy Fallon show.
He was. He is just he's
a natural.
He's media trained. He's charismatic. He's friendly. He's again, I could not be happier for Signetti and the Hoosiers. I mean, it does feel a little bit of like these basketball first people get to just walk into college football and take it away. That's not that.
Well, they changed the rules of engagement. That's what
100%. And it is the perfect encapsulation of where college sports are at right now because every single front office, every single board of directors for a college athletics program can say now, the model is there. Anyone can do this with the right coach, with the right financial backing. Give me a moment there. I know Mark Cuban's involved. I know there's major benefactors coming in, but at the same time, that doesn't happen because
it doesn't guarantee they're going to get involved either.
Correct. And you look at Miami, they were the heavily funded team with the major, faces of football. Kurt Signetti brought a lot of JMU guys and developed them. I mean, Mendoza came from Cal. He wasn't coming from an SEC school. So they found the right guys for the right system. And then what really is just so impressive about Indiana is they didn't, I didn't want to say this in front of Fred. The Patriots have had a nice walk to the AFC, championship in my opinion. And now they get Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah.
The Indiana did not have that nice
At
walk.
all.
Everyone gave them so much gripe last year for saying, who did you beat? Who did you beat? And then they played Ohio State and then, or they played Notre Dame and they didn't show up.
Well, and here's the thing. Mike asked about
the last team to beat them was Notre Dame, by the way.
He's still going to get Notre Dame in there.
Great.
somehow.
Yeah, I did.
Of course I did.
He's working on Newt Rodney.
We get an automatic bid into the college football playoff if we're in the top 12. Wow.
Well, we talked about this. Conferences, the changing in conferences, teams maybe go more independent or what the independence is being weighted on almost against the Notre Dame. And you asked about what about this college game, Indiana beating Miami. It brought college football another season to go, wow, it isn't Katie bar the door, the world's on fire. This is actually working to a place where you go and get a Mendoza who almost went to Miami but goes to Indiana and gets it. As you pointed out, Miami wanted him first before Carson Beck. It says it's working, but you got to agree there's still a lot of things with the transfer portal was 2 weeks this year. A lot of things still. You got players trying to default on contracts going into court. You're gonna have to change those things. But this game this year, it bought
What are you
college
talking about,
football.
Ole Miss?
Well, yeah,
Who? There's been multiple teams.
Yeah,
you know?
no, but it bought college football another year, and that's good because we got good ball this year.
We did. And everyone was, of course, had to blow the world up on fire whenever James Madison got into the playoff this year and Tulane got into the playoff. And that was a weird set of circumstances. Duke won the ACC this year. I don't predict that Duke is going to be the powerhouse at 5 losses and going to find their way into the ACC championship every year. I think that'll figure itself out. But the playoff decided we want the top 4 seed teams. You know, that now any of the Power 4 conference champions are going to have an automatic berth into the college football playoff, and Notre Dame if they're a top 12 team.
Did you like how the SEC and the ACC didn't approve to go to an expanded pool? It's like those two conferences had to say as well. And 12 games might be it, or they can expand more, and their conference is going to mean even less.
The short answer, yes, they're 100% going to expand more. I do fear that we're going to lose the conference championships, which I am a wholehearted supporter of. It means a lot for my team to go to Indianapolis just because we don't get there.
That means a lot for college football.
It does. And
rich tradition.
And people are just so willing to throw the tradition aside in college football, at least the people at the top who are making the decisions, not the fans.
Jackasses that have screwed it up.
And that is so frustrating to me right now. But we continue to lose sight of that. And if we lose the college football playoff, we dilute it with 24 teams. We dilute it with 32 teams.
It's not March Madness.
It's not March Madness, right. And I am the biggest March Madness fan in the history of sports. Like,
you could turn around and have games in 2 days or 3 days, so
it's
the
a different
matchups
sport.
Are still there, right?
You
don't need 7
football,
days.
And first of all, they need to figure out the schedule because this year, I have no problem with it being on Martin Luther King Day weekend because at least everyone gets a 3-day weekend. It builds a little hype. People like that. But also, you have a game starting on a Monday night. Everyone's got to go to work the next day. It is a little wonky with that system. However, even crazier, next year, I believe the college football playoff championship is January 24th, 25th. We won't even have played the CFP championship this coming season as of today. That is insane. They cannot be doing that.
That's absolute bullshit.
And of course, the following year, the championship is here at Raymond James, and things are going to be.
Is it 2028? 29, yeah. So we have a couple more years, right, 27, 28, 29, yeah. But that will be, I cannot wait for that to come. So I think college football is trending toward a better direction, but we got to get this NIL stuff figured out because as college basketball is seeing right now, you can just go to a judge in a local court and a guy who played in the G League can be on your team the next day for Alabama, Tennessee, which is insane.
Well, and another thing, you know how much we love high school sports and we cover them here at the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection, thanks to our friends at Body Armor. But it's killing high school sports too. These kids working their tails off, want these opportunities, and there's D1 coaches aren't even going to the gyms. They don't have to.
And these kids aren't going to get homecoming dances. These kids aren't going to get graduation dances, or maybe
they're not going to get 50th class reunions like I just had.
Friends for life. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things we want to protect. And that's why I think college football got another year because the playoffs are working. But still, fix this thing, make the college experience still a thing. Otherwise, at the end of the day, it's just a pro league. It's just a pro barn league. It's crazy. Yeah. Well, in some cases, these are even better.
It's a minor league now. But what I will say, at least in the baseball aspect, I know it's not football, but it allows for kids at the JUCO level, at the NAIA level to get development and really grow as a player. And so I think that's a benefit because a lot of these kids right out of high school, they're not playing their first year as a freshman at college. So if you put them into the NAIA, if you put them into the JUCO, they get that chance to develop and actually get real playing time and then move on to a Division I school and really show their talent and be a fully developed player.
But you got to iron the contracts down because you can't have players in court and maybe
based on interpretation.
And whether they're there because they were gambling or they're because they're trying to break their contract for their third NIL they've signed in 12 months. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's the part that still needs to be addressed. And I think that'll help get the experience back for these kids, make the windows a little shorter, still give them all the leeway in the world to get better, Ben, or to step back because of an injury and work your way back up. But yet don't let these kids play in the same sport twice in the same year in 2 different schools, stuff
the
like
whole,
that.
The whole student athlete thing is now completely out of the window. Who cares if you graduate? Who cares if you go to school?
Carson Beck graduated in 1973 and he played last week.
I
for
am
Miami,
not a
so-
Carson Beck fan.
It's
No, I
a
don't
joke.
wanna-
I don't even care if the kid graduates from school anymore. It's a fugazi. The whole thing's a joke. I don't care. It
What's a
doesn't matter.
Fugazi?
It's
It's
a,
a
from
knockoff, a fake.
Wolf of Wall
Yep.
Street.
Yeah, that is a Wolf of Wall Street reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
I love that
One of
movie.
my
I'm not
favorite
leaving.
movies of all
I'm
time.
not leaving.
One of my favorite movies of all time. Okay, I got to ask you, as we're talking about this topic, and you went to Savannah State and was a pitcher there, and
Hence why I'm happy Miami lost, because they beat my Savannah
They
State
beat your
Tigers
ass.
77-0. They set the school record twice on us. So I'm thrilled that they lost.
well, I've got some opinions, but I'll keep them to myself. Now, from the world of baseball, it's giving opportunities for these kids to some degree because there aren't that many D1 baseball scholarships available, as you're well aware of.
Yeah.
And they were JUCOs, community colleges, and there's some powerhouse, across the country from a baseball perspective. I wonder what the impact's having on baseball relative to the other sports.
Well, now with kids being able to go there and they don't lose any eligibility going to a junior college. They're playing 2 years down there. They're getting their experience, and then they still have their 4 years to play 5. And in some cases, these kids are getting even longer. I know there's always workarounds, but it allows the younger kids, these high school students, and I even tell a lot of my guys, I tell them, go to a junior college. It doesn't matter going to a Division I school today, because you're not going to play. You have a 25-year-old guy, a man, going to that school, and he's obviously going to play over the freshman throwing 87, 90 miles an hour, because you have the 25-year-old guy who has proven himself
And-
year after year, and he's going to get the play time.
And chances are they're going to bring another 25-year-old in through the portal next
Well, that's
year.
what these coaches are. Look at basketball and Rick Pitino, and he admits it.
I mean, all of them have to admit it to a certain point. Like
Yeah.
Nate
You
Oates,
can't hide it.
3 weeks ago when this James and Johnny situation happened with Baylor, he was saying, I used to be a high school coach. I understand how difficult it is for these guys to get opportunities to play high-level college basketball. And now we're taking that away because we're inviting all these European guys. We're inviting all these professional guys who haven't signed an NBA contract but can come back in the league now, and the floodgates have opened, and now I just feel like there's no one at the top making decisions for the betterment of the athletes or for the fans. It's chaos. I do find it interesting though. I mean, as a baseball guy, or talking about sports that don't have as much money necessarily being generated, is it at least somewhat of a benefit that the athletes can now utilize their name, image, and likeness to sign even low-level NIL deals for a volleyball player, a swimmer, a lacrosse
Track and
player,
field.
Yeah.
any of those sports which aren't necessarily revenue generating for the universities, but can be for the athletes, at least in the short term, who can at least get a free sandwich from the guy downtown, which they used to have been at risk of losing
Yeah.
athletic
Ben used to
eligibility
get
for.
free
No,
sandwiches.
No, I never.
He would
hey,
never take
I-
one.
I
How
would
dare
never.
you associate him with that?
Because you're 100% right, because there were places that we would frequent as baseball players at a mid-major. We weren't anything crazy. We got on ESPN once or twice, but it was when we were playing Georgia or a Florida
When
State.
you're getting your ass beat.
Well,
Huh.
hey, we hung
By
with
App
Georgia for a while. Hey,
Attaboy.
we also beat App State, Hail Southern,
Sorry,
Gata.
Justin.
But I will say, that's nice that now when I'm in Savannah, I could go to Geneva's and go get a free chicken sandwich from them and not feel terrible because I can work out some sort of NIL deal and get on their local TV ad. I have no issue with that. I think that that's perfectly fine. I'm just worried about the true NIL deals, the multi-million-dollar deals. That's not coming to baseball. And there's no money now going to the volleyball programs, the baseball programs, unless you're one of these powerhouse schools. And you're going to see that really hurt the mid-majors or
And the women's game.
in the women's game. That's another big thing. I mean, I love women's sports, but you don't see people tuning into them the same way that you do for men's
Clark.
sports. Caitlin Clark's the one. That's an exception to the rule. It really is. And when she was injured, you saw numbers dwindle. You saw people not watching it as
dramatically.
much.
Dramatically. Absolutely. So, Alex, we'll get off that topic. Now let's go. Well, we really didn't dissect that game. Let's dissect that game on Monday night.
Yeah, I mean, I came in telling you guys as a Miami backer in that game that they were going to need to control the tempo because that's what they've done all season in their successful games. They needed Carson Beck to take care of the ball, but they needed their run game to be able to establish itself against a really strong Indiana team. And then on the flip side, I needed their defensive line to get in Mendoza's face, make him uncomfortable, and not give him a lot of passing lanes to find guys downfield. Because when he has time in the pocket, he has made Indiana look like a juggernaut that has not been able to be stopped all season.
Wow.
And throughout that game, I kind of saw that exactly play out.
Well,
I
they were
felt pretty
keeping that running
vindicated.
back in check for a minute.
Exactly,
but he
and it
breaks-
looked bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
he breaks it in the third, and right then the Katie bar off the door, right?
that whole first half, Miami had no offense. They could not generate first downs
Right.
because Indiana's defense was suffocating them. Carson Beck was uncomfortable in the pocket, but really, Mark Fletcher could not get the run game established for them. They were getting 2 yards, 1 yard, and then they were on 3rd and 7 and 3rd and long, and they were unable to find first downs in the passing game. And truly, they took Malachi Toney out of that game, and Malachi Toney was such an X factor for the Hurricanes offense. When he was going, it opened up lanes for
Is
other
that number
guys.
10, that short little kid?
Yeah, the 18-year-old
18-year-old
yes,
stud?
Yes, who
Yeah.
was, I believe, in 5th grade, I saw when Carson Beck committed to Georgia football. Just a crazy stat there for you. But no, I said, I don't see how Miami's winning this football game if this second half is anything like the first half, especially when you doink the field goal at the end of that first half.
that
Because
almost did
at
it,
least
didn't
if at 10-3, you're talking to yourself, all right, it's a one-possession game. I believe Indiana had the ball coming into the half, so I'm like,
Yeah, that's
that's a
right.
big
Yep.
concern.
That's why missing that field goal almost felt like, the gods
This is
were against them. Right?
Well, the gods were always against Miami, in my opinion, because the gods were in favor.
Don't bring
of
God
Indiana.
into the conversation when you got
Easy,
Miami
Notre Dame.
involved.
It's
Sodom and
Still
Gomorrah.
working Notre Dame into
I was gonna say Mendoza. He was just so wholesome.
God bless their
It
souls.
felt like divine intervention at all points, especially when they doinked in their extra point later in that
I
game.
thought about
too.
that watching it.
Oh my gosh, it was insufferable as a Miami supporter, not a fan.
double doink.
But it was a tough first half for the Canes, and then they came out in that second half and they get that massive run, a 60-yarder from Mark Fletcher. You see his mom going crazy.
I thought things were going to change right there.
The momentum
That's
is
it.
instantly back in favor of the Hurricanes, who, by the way, were probably outnumbered in their home stadium there, which we kind of all
I'd say
anticipated.
about
Yeah.
65.
60-40 was what they
45,
were
yeah.
saying. Yeah, and
But Indiana
honestly,
was loud.
it-
But then the U was
yeah.
loud. The U
the
were
U got loud when
too.
they got a reason to be loud, and
Yeah.
it was a great atmosphere. I first of all, that stadium is a house of horrors for me because that's where Notre Dame had that interception last year in the Orange Bowl, and that is also where USF got whooped by
And you were
Penn.
down there
You know,
last year.
Yeah, so
that is
I have
true.
never seen a good sporting event in that.
You've never
only
left that stadium
heartbreak-
happy.
No.
We watched
I
the-
also lost my sunglasses last time I was there, my nice Ray-Bans, so I hate that
We
stadium.
lost the Bucks lost Trista. We all traveled down. The interns and I we watched the
Yeah,
Bucks.
you didn't
drop
have
one
fun
down
either.
there. Yeah, luckily Tristan was driving, so I was able to. But yeah, no, it was good. But yeah, House of Horrors.
It is truly for me.
Tristan's your chauffeur while you're throwing down coldies. You know, open container is
Jake was
against the
Tristan
law.
was driving, right? At some point, maybe Aiden was driving. I'm not sure. It was just I was fine in the back seat. But let's, if you can, before we move out of here, what about the championship games tomorrow? What do you see about this? I mean, you got the Seahawks again playing the Rams for the 13th time this season, and then you got New England going out there to play Denver. I mean, I was not excited about these.
Fred didn't sound too confident as a Patriots fan.
I don't know if I would be, but
No,
go ahead.
it's a weird line if you're a Patriots fan right now because
What is
you
it, 4.5?
down,
You're giving 4.5?
started at what,
yeah.
8.5 or 7.5, going to 8.
It's because it's deep down. You're facing Jarrett Stidham. So how can you not be confident
he's a
if you're an
backup, yeah.
NFL fan and you have Drake May who's played like a MVP this season, but then you have the historical, like he said, the Patriots have had some very difficult losses at the Mile High Stadium. You're going at elevation. I don't think weather will be that big of a
I
factor.
think
in Denver
Vrabel
this
is playing in cup of those losses.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
that was Peyton Brady years. I mean, that
Even
was
I
when
think back to
Peyton finally
Elway,
got
I
over
think they
him.
may have had a
Oh,
run
in
in with him too.
2015 with
Yeah.
Tom Brady losing it against a backup too.
So there are a lot of historical data points if you're a Patriots fan that can maybe give you a little bit of pause. But at the end of the day, I mean, the Patriots, they didn't look phenomenal against a Houston team that tried to give away that game multiple
Oh, my
times.
God.
I don't need to say anything about CJ Stroud. I think it speaks for itself. But ultimately,
I like the kid, though.
he's an Ohio State quarterback, so I always got to give him a hard time
If you
because
had to
that's
take
their one.
3 players, Daniels, Penix, or him,
your quarterback right now for the future running
Definitely
forward.
Daniels.
Daniels, 'cause of his
Yeah,
ability,
Daniel. I mean,
even
he had
with
an
the
injury harbored season last
Right.
year, and he's a bit of an injury concern just because of the way he plays.
Right.
But the highs that they reached in that rookie year, which again, CJ Stroud had an incredible rookie year and has since digressed. So maybe that could happen to Jaden Daniels. But from what we've seen, all three of them on the national level, it's definitely Daniels.
I think CJ went to the same school as Todd Bowles from a facial expression perspective.
Oh,
Freaking
yeah,
things are
it
blowing
doesn't
up
do
out
it.
there on the field, and he just walks
Well,
off.
and the reason why I made a comparison is because Penix feels like he's more the assassin in the pocket with a better arm, whereas C.J. Stroud felt like he had a bit of both, and Daniels relies more on his running game. So I was making that comparison, but I think it'd be a hard choice. But I think BJ, you go with Daniels because it's just his escapability.
Just from what we've seen as a runner, he's and there's so few guys that are as dynamic as a scrambler. You look at what Lamar's been able to do when he is at his best. I think Jaden is kind of a shade of that, and that's so rare in the modern NFL.
True.
You brought it up. What do you think about the Giants move with John Harbaugh?
I think John Harbaugh is a really good coach that needed a new destination, just like I think Mike Tomlin was a really good coach who I
don't know if he's going to go anywhere.
He said he's going to take a year off, but then that Buffalo job opened up, and if I'm him, I'd say I get Josh Allen for a few years.
Yeah,
I get to.
His name hasn't been mentioned though.
Because he said he doesn't want to go out for a coaching job. But man, if I want any job right now, outside of the fact you have to live in Buffalo, it's take the job with Josh Allen.
I mean, Josh Allen. I wouldn't mind him getting.
What do you think about him crying after he losing that? What a loser!
What the hell is wrong with you? That's emotion.
Couldn't disagree more.
That was the softest thing I ever saw. He was like,
Couldn't disagree more.
boo hoo! I
swipe
grow up.
I so into that.
I swipe right all day.
No,
on that. Come on,
I was like, dude, grow up. Show a little, like,
we're
some
on
balls.
YouTube. You're gonna
show
get
some balls.
You're gonna get grilled. You're gonna get attacked for
But
that.
I'll tell you
statement.
about the Harbaugh hiring in New York. You got to hope you have an Ozzie Newsome, or you got to hope you have an owner like Biscotti,
GM.
who's going to make better decisions with their personnel.
They do,
and they will. And if they do, you give Harbaugh the dogs. You've completely changed the culture in New York.
New York's a pretty good job right now. You got Jackson Dart, who showed flashes in his rookie season.
I like that kid.
You got Cam Scattaboo. You got a defense with some good pieces on the back. Neighbors.
darn-
You got some blue chip guys. You can build an offense and a defense.
And they're all young.
Yeah, and you look at that division, the Eagles are not trending up like they have been in the past couple of years. The Commanders are coming off a tough year. And then who the heck knows with the Cowboys every season. So I think if you're a Giants fan, this is a great hire. I think it's a good direction moving forward. I have no problem with that. I think Giants fans have a lot of reasons to be excited.
So Ben, when you go to the window and place your bet, excuse me, your phone. When you go to place your bet tomorrow, where are you going on that game?
I'm taking Denver with the points.
Good play.
Why not? I mean, I look back.
It's so iffy. I can't even say good play.
But the man is smart. Says no.
I say I stay away from that.
I don't know.
Last week I told myself after watching CJ Stroud, beat my team, but also look terrible in the process. I said I should just put everything on the Patriots because there's simply no way at home they're going to lose to CJ Stroud if he plays anything like he did, and he played even worse than he did against the Steelers.
He did.
And now a week later,
they got a hell of a defense, though.
And now a week later they have to go into Denver, who has a phenomenal defense, who has Sean Payton on the sidelines. But ultimately, I just look at Drake May. I look at the offense for the Patriots. I think they are fundamentally better than Jarrett Stidham. And by the way, it's not like we're talking about a Broncos offense with Bo Nix that looked great. Bo Nix had some rough moments within this Denver offense.
He had a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, and that's my point. And now they're going to Jarrett Stidham.
I watched Elway from day one for 5 years, and I had season tickets out there. Elway played a lot like him. I mean, turnovers, but next play, it's magic.
Hey, what's crazy is go back to COVID 2020. The Denver Broncos were the team that finally had to play without a quarterback there when they had to put the wide receiver in there, and they basically ran the dog run or the offensive run and shoot.
The wishbone, baby.
The wishbone. But, I really think that Sean Payton makes his bones in getting guys ready to play. But yeah, it's going to require that he's going to have to be able to rely on a team, not the team rely on Jared Stidham, and that's just to keep it close. I still think the points is a good play, but
4.5, 5.5 does not scare me off of the Patriots. But it would not be like a mega max play for me, just because there is a little bit of concern
Are
on
you
the
listening,
road.
Ben?
You know, who knows?
I'm not-
Hey,
I'm
to
not
each their own. Hey,
I'm not putting like my life savings on the game or anything.
All right,
saves that
what
for
about
table tennis.
NFC?
I feel pretty good about the Seahawks right now. Everything I was concerned about with Sam Darnold and that oblique injury, I don't really have that concern about
I
anymore.
think they can win the Super Bowl.
And you want to talk about defenses? They have the best defense in these 4 teams remaining. They have absolutely destroyed San Francisco the last 2 times we've seen them, who was a banged up team, that was a team that, they just had probably some of the worst injury luck all year, but they still made it as far as they did. They still knocked off the Eagles, and then they made them look so
bad.
insignificant.
That
I mean,
defense.
correct.
Yeah.
So I think that Seahawks defense is playing at an elite level.
Can I point
think
something out here,
Darnold, yeah, go ahead.
Literally, if it's the Seahawks versus the Denver Broncos, we can go ahead and give back to Louisiana Purchase, and the rest of the country can just turn their TVs off at 6. It's literally out, and they're playing it in San Francisco. It's the most West Coast Super Bowl I think I'll ever have seen.
Well, I think the eyeballs will be down a little bit in the
Well, didn't we?
ratings.
It was Seahawks Broncos back when Manning won, correct?
But
wasn't
that against John Elway and Peyton Manning and
No. Peyton Manning was quarterback in the
Yeah,
the
back
Broncos.
in
That was
yeah,
against the Panthers.
was it It was
was
Broncos.
Panthers.
Didn't the
Oh.
Seahawks play the Broncos at one point in the Super Bowl too? Am I misremembering that?
No, I
you
thought
might be
they
right, but
did.
Because
I think with Peyton Manning though,
the
was
Broncos
the
won the
Panthers.
Super Bowl against the Panthers.
That's
That's
what
when
it was.
Cam got destroyed.
Yeah.
But didn't the
and they
Seahawks
beat,
win
and
a
they beat
Super
the
Bowl
Packers.
over Peyton Manning and the Broncos, or am I mistaken?
I thought
could
Peyton
be
Manning
misremembering.
retired after that season.
I'm going with Alex.
I
could be
definitely
wrong.
could be wrong
Last
too.
night.
I feel like I remember a Broncos. It's almost like we have Google and we can figure this
Yeah.
answer out. But ultimately, of these 4 teams, like he was asking, am I pulling for the Patriots? I'm not really pulling for anybody on the board. There's nobody who I can really get behind. But if you want me to, put a little action down, I'm definitely probably going to go with the home teams, at least making it a game for the first half. But then I think the talent on both sides, I think the defense will keep it close for the Broncos in the first half, but then the second half, I think the Patriots make the adjustments they figured out. And then for the Seahawks, Stafford hasn't looked great in these playoffs. He's done the job. He's done enough to keep them in these games.
He hasn't looked like he did during the regular season.
No, and he's got to go on the road again. At least the temperature will be a little more, hospitable for his 38-year-old, 37-year-old arm.
I like the cat though.
Oh, I have no problem with McVay, with Stafford. I think they've been a fun team to watch. I think they're well coached. They're well disciplined. They use motion on the offense really impressively. There's a reason why their OC's coming out.
And they got great wide receivers.
Seattle, Denver. 43-8. Exactly. I knew it.
Demolished them.
I
and
couldn't.
that was-
I can't believe no one
That was
remembers that one.
2014.
Yeah.
Of course, the
Mhm.
next year, 2015, was when Cam gets the MVP and the Panthers get beat by the Broncos in the
Yep,
Super Bowl.
that's what I
So,
thought, because
yeah.
I remember Peyton had a great year that year, and then the
Yeah.
following year he was not. He was kind of he rode the defense to the Super Bowl, and they
Exactly.
got that
And the thing
final
is, my initial
championship.
point is that because it was Peyton Manning getting that Super Bowl with, and it's even if it's the Seahawks and the Rams or the Seahawks, and they're in Frisco against the Broncos, you're still gonna have eyes on it. We're still gonna look for the entertainment. We got the pregame. Of course, we have who do we have?
Bad
at
Bunny
halftime?
at halftime.
Bad Bunny at halftime. We're gonna figure out is there
Very
gonna be an
exciting.
interpreter, and is he gonna insult the entire world? We'll
Bob
figure it out.
Marley and Green Day, I think.
Green Day-
before the show.
Well, they had to weigh it to the left a little bit because they went, or to the right because
They
they
have
went.
Green
I
Day
just-
for the pregame.
yeah, I
pregame-
think the
Green Day
pregame-
I didn't hear about that.
Oh
That's
yeah,
exciting. That's
looking
exciting.
forward to it.
That's breaking news to me.
Yeah.
It's it'll be exciting. We got championship Sunday tomorrow.
So you're-
Baloney.
You're listening and watching the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection. We're live from Ferg's Sports Bar and Grill. America's #1 sports bar is rated by USA Today. This is the entertainment hub of St. Pete, and just a great place to come and watch the games tomorrow. All 120 televisions will be on. The Jumbotron out back with a couple of other screens. I know Ray will be down here probably doing a little Cup of Ray.
Little soft shoe.
Doing a little soft shoe as he does each and every week. And Alex, you're going to be sitting home watching, or are you going out? You're going to go out to some tavern?
I think tomorrow's going to be a nice relaxing day because tonight I'm wearing my Cavs gear because we're headed to Orlando tonight because we have the Cavs in town for the first time this year, and
Really?
got to check them out when they're in town. I made a nice little handshake deal to get Rachel to go tonight too for her first
Nice.
NBA
By the
game.
way, how
so.
did
He's
you like
got the greatest girlfriend on the planet.
Yeah. Well, I'm driving her to a baby shower this afternoon in Lutz.
Oh,
so
that's
that was
so
the
there's
deal.
a-
Yeah.
give and get.
It's a give and go.
It's give
Yeah,
and get.
yes.
And-
But it's exciting. She hadn't been to an NFL or NBA game up to this point. And now she's going to knock both those off in the first month of the year. So good stuff. But
if you ever break up with her, I'm your ride or die guy. So
I
you know,
appreciate
it's
that. I
okay.
appreciate
No,
that.
you won't
She's
ever.
a-
She's a beautiful young lady, and you guys are perfect together.
Obviously, she's a huge USF fans, and
Big game for USF tomorrow. We got to
I
throw
was
that
gonna
out
say,
there.
yeah.
Big game. FAU coming to town, top of the American right now. Very impressive FAU season. Their second season under John Jacobs, who came over from Baylor. He was an assistant before, and they lost a lot of guys in the portal. This is not the Dusty May team you may remember from a few years ago. He is out in Michigan right now doing big things. Got a huge game coming up for Nebraska and Michigan next week, too.
Wow.
Nebraska.
How about those
undefeated,
Cornhuskers?
Right? Yeah, huge game for them today against Minnesota.
I love Freddie
they-
Hoiberg. I was blessed to do it. He used to come to my annual golf tournament every year.
His son on the team too. They look amazing. And they're the best story in college basketball.
Wasn't
right
Nebraska more of a football school than a basketball
Yeah, I
school, and
think-
Indiana was more of a basketball than a
Yeah, I
football?
now. It's
think-
all upside down now.
yeah,
It's
This
all upside
NIL
down.
transfer portal, cats loving dogs, the world's going into mayhem.
I think I saw this stat. Indiana won more bowl games this year than they have in the last 60 years, and Nebraska has never won a NCAA tournament game.
I like
so
that.
if
No,
we got,
not a game.
So if they
tournament,
got,
yeah.
if we saw both of those things flipped in the same year, it would be pretty monumental for the Big Ten, which is where college basketball does not run through, but it's where college football runs.
Can I ask you about this kid who lit it up for the Bulls last night? This point guard. Did you get the? What's
I didn't see any Bulls. Are you talking USF or are you talking
USF Bulls?
Oh,
yeah.
okay, well, they didn't play last night.
Night
did
before
they?
last.
Yeah, night before last.
So
Yeah.
that point guard had like 41 points. I had some big points in it. I didn't even know his name until I heard it the other night. This
Are you
kid.
talking about Wes Ennis for USF?
No, he had a different name. I'm trying to think of the kid's name. I'll have to look up the stats.
USF is a very dynamic team this year. They're a little concerning because they don't necessarily take care of the ball very well, but they shoot a high level three. Oh, Joseph Pinion had a big game. in that.
Pinion's the
That's
one.
what you're
That's
talking
it,
about.
yeah,
Yeah.
Joseph Pinion.
the
Yeah,
kid
he
lit
started
it
at
up.
Arkansas, transferred to Arkansas State, and he came over from Arkansas State with the current coach, Brian Hodgson. He's one of the senior guys on the team. Isaiah Nelson is the guy who they play through. He is a 6'10" NBA level body who can shoot it from outside, but really he's an absolute paint presence, which they don't have a ton of on this team, and they're going to get themselves into some sticky situations. They've already blown a few leads up to this point. They could probably be undefeated in conference play because they're undefeated on the road.
Right.
Let's keep that in mind.
Yes.
They've lost 2 at home in overtime in games they were ahead. So that's why I still have my guard up with this USF team, even though the net and the metrics really like them. But this FAU game is a big test at home, which they have not met the tests at home yet. But they also went on the road and beat Tulsa, who's one of the best teams in the American. So again,
Yes.
it's been a very up and down season to start.
I have a question. I'm sending my grandson and my son Michael. They're in Wichita. They're going to Wichita State and Memphis this week. And Michael's kind of a snob when it comes to an analysis of teams. He played a little college basketball. Is Memphis that bad this year?
Yes.
I
Flat
said
out,
no
yes.
way.
Penny
Yes.
Hardaway still coaching that team?
Yeah.
Penny Hardaway is, and this is the worst Penny Hardaway season we've seen in a long time.
That's what Michael said. And I said,
they-
I haven't been following it.
They are not they lost their dynamic scorer, PJ Haggerty, in the transfer portal. They didn't want to pay up for him. He's now at K-State. They really could use a guy like him handling the ball because they have been very sloppy. They don't play a high physical brand of basketball, which is usually what Penny has built around. He's usually built around bigs. He doesn't really have that this year. He has a former Kentucky transfer, Ahmad Bradshaw, who was expected to kind of carry the load this season for him. They haven't. Memphis is off the radar in the American right now. So yeah, if you ask about them, I'll take Wichita State in that game.
And one last comment he made to me on the phone, analyzing college basketball. He said, and he's met Freddie Hoiberg. He said, his son would not be in the mix as he is, based on his talent, if it wasn't for his dad. You agree?
I haven't watched enough Nebraska basketball.
I said, Michael, every
insightfully to
team
make an
needs a high
analysis.
energy guy.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and he's representing his dad when he's out there, but he's a leader of these kids.
Yeah, I mean,
And he launches up a 3 or once in a while too.
if you're finding problems with a 19-0 Nebraska team that nobody had on your radar,
Well, we're
right?
from
You're just-
Iowa.
That's where you're
We're from
looking.
Iowa.
Yeah,
That's where
yeah.
you're looking. It's
Price Sanford has led the scoring for Nebraska, but they play a very well balanced brand of basketball, and they lost one of their top players, Connor Seagen, before the year. So to have him in the mix, and it's a father son duos have been a staple in college basketball for many years. Speaking of
that, and then we'll move on. And I appreciate you coming down. Of course, Rick Pitino going for his 900th win today, and his son going for his 250th against him.
Do we know, is he breaking out the white suit for this one?
Oh,
I don't know.
When he brings out that white suit, it riles me up.
If there was ever a mobster,
oh my gosh, Pitino! I heard a story that he had an associate have to run down to pick up his suit one time because it was for the white suit, and the guy that had to pick it up was like, this is like being on a job from the president. You can't mess this one up. So that is a phenomenal storyline. I think obviously St. John's has had a little bit of a better year than Pitino's younger son has in his first year at Xavier, but I still think the Johnnies are a tough out if they can make it into March Madness this year.
Thank you, my man, for walking over and always raising the level on the knowledge that you share with us here on the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection. Looking forward to the future, and thanks, my man.
I like the new digs. You guys look so professional now. We got cameras, we got lights, we got bobbleheads out. Thank you for not putting a Yankees one in front of me. I appreciate that.
That's A-Rod.
I do like A-Rod, but I appreciate the Rays.
Going to Orlando. Go
Cavs, baby. Big game tonight. Magic have been a little up and down, so hopefully we get their lesser.
Where are your seats? Are you on the court?
I haven't purchased yet. We wait. No, not on the court.
See, that's how he rolls.
We wait last minute.
We'll
but
have it into it.
Big game. Go Cavs. Thanks for having me, guys.
You
Go
bet.
Bulls tomorrow, too.
Good to see you, brother.
All right, let's shift gears. And, of course, each and every week he's kind enough to join us, and that's our own Wyatt Ross and our Bolts Report.
Wyatt, hey, it's Ray. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing over there?
I'm doing good. And I was doing even better after watching us get that win in the shootout last night. And of course, we're on a heater. We're not on the games in a row like we were, but we're on a point scoring streak as far as his Lightning goes. What have they found lately that has this team playing so hot as we get near the end of the first half and go into the Olympic break?
I would love to give you just like a straight up answer to that question, but I feel like this winning 14 out of the last 15 games almost kind of came out of nowhere. I think a lot of it you have to credit, obviously, the veterans. You got Kucherov shushing the crowd. He's getting into it. He's hyping up for the season. But, I mean, they're doing this all with Victor Hedman's been injured. Ryan McDonough hasn't. He's doing good, but, he isn't what he used to be. And you're seeing guys like J.J. Moser stepping up on the defensive end. I mean, he's a plus 38 for a reason, probably the best defensive defenseman by far. And I would even put him in the best defensive defenseman of the league conversation. Darren Radish stepping up. I mean, these are new faces that we didn't see take on these roles last year, really stepping up this year and really creating a new sort of identity for the Lightning.
Do me a favor, for the people out there, tell me, is it more of the players in front of them, they're coming together and gelling, or is it just because Vasilevsky's back on his Hall of Fame clip that he is? Because last night he stood on his head several times, but then we also got a point on the shootout, and we probably weren't expecting there in the shootout there at the end. Is it the team in front of him? Is it Vazzy behind, or both just working together in conjunction?
Well, I think you know where I'm going with this one. It's definitely both. I mean, the team is meshing up front for sure, but then also, Vasi was injured for a little stint there. Johansson was getting the starts. Johansson was doing good, but that's when we lost. I believe it was 5 or 6 of his 7 starts. And I mean, that's what happens when you have to rely on a backup that much. So getting Vasi back, playing stellar, he could be and should be in the Vezina conversation by now. And with the team up front gelling, I think all that is just all the dominoes falling in place right now.
Talked about the fact that, again, we're joined by Wyatt. Wyatt knows more about hockey. He's forgotten more than I'll ever know. But we talked about the fact that with 11 of the Lightning players, the most in the NHL representing their countries in the Olympics that start February 6th, right after the break, we talked about, you said that look for this Lightning team to come back probably a little more tired than others because they have so many players out there. But will that also set them up? Are they setting them up for a little bit of failure in next Sunday's game versus the Bruins out there in the Stadium Series? Or do you think they're going to come out with all that raw emotion and power we've seen so far in the Lightning this season?
Well, I think that just until we get to that February 5th mark against the Panthers, I think we're going to keep this train rolling. I mean, that Panthers game, what a way to end right before the break. That'll be must-watch hockey. But I think Boston's coming to town in the Stadium Series. Going into that game, I think that we're still going to keep this train rolling. We got today at 7 o'clock against Columbus. In Columbus, hiring former Lightning personnel. Rick Bowness is their head coach. He's been on a roll, so that'll be a fun game to watch. But just leading into that Stadium Series, I still think we're going to keep rolling. It's going to be he's going to be welcoming Toronto to town on the 25th after a 20-day break for most of that roster. And a lot of our guys are still going to be playing overseas. That's going to be where I'm going to want to watch that game and just see exactly what the impact is going to be on the team.
You're listening to the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection conversation, our Bolts conversation, each and every week with Wyatt Ross, brought to you by our great friends at Ice Pick Vodka. Speaking of Ice Pick Vodka and Sea Dogs Brewery, I told you this the last conversation we had. On the 1st, of course, you'll be over there, and that is the Boston Bruins and the Tampa Bay Lightning at Raymond James Stadium, and we're going to do a tailgate there. But do you have the breaking news? Are you going to be a part of the participation of covering it inside Ray J?
We're gonna leave that one to the Saturday right before the Stadium Series. I'll give you that one.
Oh, so
he said he would break it at the tailgate for us. He's going to come over and see us at the tailgate. And
got to come to the tailgate early.
There we go. We can work something out with that.
Hey, and you're not wearing that same hat.
Okay.
You've worn the same hat twice.
No, this is the lucky Lightning hat. I've had this since before they won their cups.
Then we don't eat. You sound like Ben Botham. He's got lucky goofies.
Hey, Lucky
he's a
stuff,
baseball player.
That's real, man. Lucky stuff is 100%.
Well, look at it. He's got the same.
Oh, I see. He's got the, what is that? Gray Lightning hat. I love
this
it.
This hat is falling apart. I mean, I don't even know how I keep it on my head at this point, but it's just too lucky to get rid of.
You had that since you were 12?
I've had it since, I believe it was after their very first Stanley Cup in the 2020 season. So I had it since then.
You know what? One day that hat's going to be in a little Lightning Hall of Fame they have for Wyatt over there somewhere in the bench, right?
I hope so.
He's going to be the Paul Porter.
Paul Porter. Hey, let me ask you, Wyatt, as we're getting there. You talked about it. They finished with those stinking Panthers right before the break.
You always say that, stinking Panthers.
And we have the Buffalo Sabres that 2 days before that. Did the Lightning schedule with the Stadium Series before the Sabres, right before the Panthers? Did the NHL give us a favor? Do we have a favored schedule for us this first half? Or what's the second half schedule look like, just to look down the road when we come back from the Olympic break?
Yeah, so I do believe so at the beginning of the year, and I'll just lay this out here, you never know who's gonna be who, you never know who's gonna be good. But what you do know is that Florida Tampa is always gonna be a good game. And I think that they kind of want it to end up and I know we're past the first half mark of the season, but I'll just say they wanted to end the first half of the season on such a great game like that. Primetime Thursday night. It'll be 7:30 on Hulu and ESPN Plus. I think they did that one on purpose. But just to foresee Toronto getting on a heater right now, Carolina, probably the second or third best team in the Atlantic, obviously behind our very own Tampa Bay Lightning. I think those are teams that obviously you knew they were going to be good, but you didn't know how good they were going to be at this point in the season. So I don't think this was a tactical move by the NHL by any means.
No script in the NHL. The NFL, they have one, but we won't talk about that.
Well, I would be willing to talk about that, but that's a different story.
Well, I know I was going to ask Ben Botham, but he's having a sneezing attack. I love the Olympic hockey.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, without a shadow of a doubt. They had that World Cup, and but I love the hockey.
Yeah, and I love the Winter Olympics. I really do. I'm looking forward to it. I think that the NA and Wyatt, I'll ask you this: that the Lightning having the most players in the entire NHL in these Olympics is a nice way to take Tampa Bay into it. But there are a lot of things to be excited about, not only with the Lightning players, but about this hockey we're going to see with these Olympics in 2026.
I mean, there's a reason that there's 11 Lightning players going into the Olympics. They're not just getting there for no reason. I think that the team is gelling the way they are because they have such good players, because they have 11 players going to the Olympics. And obviously, USA, Canada, I think you could have a bunch of 16-year-olds on USA and the greatest of all time on Canada. That'd still be a good game. I mean, it's always going to be a great one. I am very excited for that.
All right, so we don't get the breaking news until next week's Bolts report with Wyatt Ross. But assuming that it's great news, and I'm sure it will be, and then we'll get you on briefly and feed you before you go into Ray J.
Good barbecue over there, Wyatt. We got you taken care of.
Sea Dogs providing that, and of course, if your dad comes along, he can throw down a shipyard beer. And looking forward to it, my man.
That sounds like a good time. I'm looking forward to that. Maybe even more than the game at this point.
Okay,
Hey.
let me ask you this. I know you watch all sports. Who do you like tomorrow in the NFL?
I think. All right, this is gonna sound pretty crazy. but I'm always a rooter for the underdogs. And the easiest schedule I've ever seen leading into the AFC Championship game has been the New England Patriots. They lost to my Pittsburgh Steelers. That's when you know it's bad. I mean, they lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers in Foxborough. That's when you know something's wrong with the team. I think Jared Stidham goes in there and he takes care of business for the Broncos. And then I don't think anybody. Stafford would be the guy to do it, but I don't think anybody's stopping the Seahawks train. And if you guys want to watch the Super Bowl, watch Rams Seahawks. Whoever wins that is going to win the Super Bowl. I'm calling that right now.
Oh, I love this kid.
I'm with
Wyatt's,
All right, he's Wyatt Ross, and he's kind enough to join us each and every week. Now I won't diss the hat ever again. I love rich tradition, man.
You got to respect the hat from now on.
I love it. And you come down here, you're wearing the hat.
Absolutely, every time.
All right. Thanks, my man.
Thank you guys, and as always, go Bolts.
Go Bolts.
Go Bolt.
We're going to switch gears in a minute. But Ben Botham, we were talking about Seminole High School, and you've got the asbestos and you've got the mold. I think it's kicking your ass right now.
Yeah, it's got the best of me right now. But I will say, hey, Seminole's been looking good. Last night was senior night for the girls basketball team. They got a great victory against Tarpon Springs.
Nice.
I was there announcing the whole thing. It was great to see a lot of the girls, get a good send off there for senior night. And of course, the basketball team looking good, beating Gibbs this week.
Yes.
So I was pumped for that. So it's been a great week to be a Seminole Warhawk.
Listen to you, you're getting a Brad Richardson voice too. Announcing those games is doing you good.
No, hey, it's called a cold, you goofball.
Yeah, well, that too. But I mean, still Brad's got that deep, dark, sexy voice. We all know that.
All right, so we're going to switch gears. It's the top of the hour, and in another minute, we're going to go. But I don't want you guys taking off for very long because we're going to be on for 20
Well,
minutes.
I have to go just see if the Rays will let us in the store because after my post yesterday about the stadium in Tampa, I'm not sure they're going to let me inside. We'll see. We'll report back.
Going to Tampa. Not as long as I'm alive, it's not going there.
Well, and when you guys come back, we're going to talk to the former Bat Boy, and I'm looking forward to that conversation. Nick Cowan's his name. He's a comedian, and he was a Bat Boy for 12 years for the Tampa Bay Rays across from Tropicana Field. Come on up, fellas, and get settled in for our Body Armor Coca-Cola Primetime Preps conversation. Speaking of Primetime Preps, this is Shortgrass Prep. And with Brad Richardson, Body Armor Coca-Cola, and the U.S. Marines now supporting everything we do in the world of high school down here at Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. And we're going to have a lot of cool things. We're going to have cheerleader contests. We're going to have a band contest as well. I love Shortcrest coming down because they're so dapperly dressed. You guys look superb, professional, and I don't think there's any other school we've ever had down that can match those great polos that you guys have, and that leads the way for your success as well, right, Bradley?
Yeah, absolutely, and everything. So, yeah. And by the way,
Thanks for coming down, fellas. I appreciate it.
and for the record, there's only one of my voice. So just to be fair, Ray, I appreciate that, but Benny's not going to be able
I
to
knew
copy
you
it.
were going to be butthurt over that. So
Yeah, I know. But hey, I got to correct things. So, all right. Once again, welcome back to the show. This is their second time on here, but now it's in 2026 to our Coca-Cola Body Armor Studios, the Shorecrest Prep Chargers. Guys, welcome to 2026. It was great to have you guys last time here. That was for Thanksgiving, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, guys, share the mic right there and talk loud. Well, that one right there, Charlie. All right, so go ahead, introduce yourself and what year you are and what you play.
All right, my name's Charlie Cowan. I'm a senior. I'm a striker and the captain, one of the captains.
Charlie, can I just
I
say
can
this?
tell you guys have been down here before. You got the mic in the right spot, nice and loud, perfect.
Can I just say this real quick? Good day.
G'day.
I just wanted to say that. I'm sorry. You're from Australia, so go ahead, bud.
My name's Billy Francis. I'm a freshman and I play attacking midfielder.
Where are you from, by the way?
I'm from London.
London. Oh,
England.
okay. So,
Wow, I feel like I'm talking to Eckerd College. They have that international flavor as well.
all righty.
Got a diverse team.
Go ahead.
I'm Drew Ellis. I'm a sophomore. I play midfielder and I'm the other captain.
And where are you from?
I'm from here.
Attaboy.
Born and raised.
We need a little.
Born and
We need a little red, white, and blue.
Yep.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
You can
You
use
guys-
that
yeah, you
microphone
can use
right in
those
front of
mics.
you.
Right here. Yeah, my name is Ryan Richards. I'm a senior. I play left back, and I'm sixth generation Floridian.
Sixth generation.
Sixth generation.
Wow.
I like that. You know your family history. That's cool.
Did any of your family go to Shorecrest or no?
No, actually, my dad went to Berkeley.
Okay.
so-
Oh,
Berkeley
we're
Prep.
gonna talk about them in a little bit. But anyway, and then Coach, introduce yourself on the end.
Ed Shepard, all the way from the great state of Delaware.
Yes, absolutely.
The
So-
Mud Hands.
All right, so guys, welcome back to the show and everything. We're now getting into the final stretch of things of the season and all. So, first of all, 12-1 right now in the season.
12-1.
12-1. They
Wow.
only lost to State
Bravo,
Stevens.
fellas.
Yeah, only one loss to them. Let me just talk real quick. And Coach, you can answer this as well. But from the season so far, going into the playoffs, what have you guys improved on to be successful? Because we're going to talk about one game that you just had recently.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've just improved all around. We've become a lot more tight knit and connected as a team, and that's just what we've been working on, all performing together for one another, and that's just been something that we've wanted to work on and have been able to improve over our last 13 games.
Just watching some stuff on Instagram, because that's where I find all your stuff. And also, the one thing I've noticed is your speed's gotten better. I mean, you're not afraid just to get to the net closer and everything like that. Have you guys gotten faster as a whole, as opposed to earlier in the season, or just being a little more aggressive?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we have. We're a lot more confident now. 12 wins in, so we've got a lot of confidence in ourselves and the rest of our teammates. So yeah.
Actually, you can answer this for me, buddy. One thing I noticed in one of the videos is that your goalkeeper, actually, any of you can answer this, he wears pink. He wears a pink jersey and all that. Is there any reason why? I mean, some of them I always notice like wear yellow, but what's the reason for pink?
Honestly, I'm not really sure, but he likes to stand out a lot of the
Apparently,
time.
yeah. Apparently, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not really too sure on that.
I
But
thought he would have worn yellow just to keep the school colors pretty
yeah.
close. But
I mean, it works for him, so
Hey.
I'll let him do it.
you don't want to jinx anything, right? So, what about you, buddy? What all have you heard?
He's got a big ego.
Oh, real? Oh, really?
Who does?
Our keeper. He's a very good keeper, though.
Is
That's
it,
that's what you need, right?
It's exactly what you want.
That'd be Brady, right?
Yes.
Brady. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, buddy, you on the end. You could share that microphone down there with Coach. Same question to you guys in terms of like getting better during the season.
Yeah, I think we've gotten way better at communicating. I think we've really gelled
Right
together.
into that mic, young man.
What?
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've really gelled as a team. We've gotten way better at communicating and working together defensively, and I think our defensive record shows that. I just think we really have gelled together. nicely.
Absolutely. All right. And
I admit, I'm sorry, Bradley. I admit that I don't know a lot about soccer, and I had that book, Soccer for Dummies, and I'm getting better with it. I was talking to one of my new interns from Eckert. She's one of the girls on the team, and we were talking about. I said, just like in every sport, defense wins championships. I don't care what sport you're looking at, whether it's baseball, in every sport, defense wins championships. Is that right, Coach, in the world of soccer?
Yeah, definitely agree with that. And our coach, Jason Montoya, is definitely a defensive-minded coach. So we always start with that. We like to have individual folks who can play good defense, but totally agree with your sentiment.
all right, so guys, let's talk about the one game you recently had. And when I saw the score, I'm like, it's a tie. There's no way and all that. So I had to look at it again and all. And then, of course, we're going to talk about you guys played the Marauders, CCC. You guys barely beat them in this regular season, 1-0. Let's talk about that first game. What did you guys take away from that game? Was there any player on CCC you knew we got to keep an eye on these guys going into into playoffs, into the districts?
No, not really. They're a strong team together. They play as a team well, and they move the ball quickly. But there's no one on that team that we went into that game thinking they're going to be a pain to handle. But I mean, first half we didn't play too great, but we kept pushing, and in the end we got the result.
All right, so now let's talk about this game. And actually, any of you can.
I got
talk
a
about
question
this.
on CCC. Was that one of your biggest wins since you've been playing for Shorecrest?
I mean, this is my first year on the varsity team, and I have to say, this season my favorite one has been SPC. We won that game 3-0, and I think that was our biggest win this season.
Took care of the Barons, did you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we really appreciate every win equally, and especially, but this one was important for us. In the postseason, you need to win to move on. So winning that game, we are now able to play in the district championships this Tuesday. So that's very important to us.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
So now let's go back to that game real quick. That must have been nerve-wracking. I mean, come on. I mean, it goes. You do your two halves, 0-0, and go into a shootout. I got to say, Brady for that first, those two halves must have been the MVP, right?
I mean, yeah, Brady had a great game. They can talk about the rest of the game, but it was so nerve-wracking for me. I'm on a sprained ankle right now, so I wasn't able to play. So watching those
It's harder to watch than being on the field, isn't it?
Yeah, watching 100 minutes of soccer and then going into PKs, I was quite nervous. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right. So who made the first shot? Who made the first shot? Oh, wait.
Well, actually, I took the first PK, and for club and high school, I was 19 for 19 before this, and
Wow,
I
not
put
bad,
I
not
put it
bad.
over the bar.
He skied it.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
very confident. But
You are like the kicker in the NFL hasn't missed an extra point except for in the playoff, and then
Yeah.
you doink it off the
I
freaking
know.
goalpost.
He made a field goal. That's
Yeah.
He made a field goal. All right. Well, then, okay. So then now we get down. It was probably 3-3 at one point. It was tied in terms of PKs, right? Okay. Who made the winning shot?
Brady made the winning shot.
So your goalie was
Yeah.
the overall MVP of
Yes.
that game.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He said he was aiming right, but he shanked it left. And
Hey, it's the
It still
result,
went in,
man.
though.
Is that
Still
what
went in.
is that what he said in the post game interview at Shorecrest as well?
Yes, that is what he said.
Mm.
But it still went in. So a goal is a goal.
Goal's a
and
goal, baby.
He saved 2
Shanks
pens.
goes in.
Now, did you guys do anything?
That's
to
not
celebrate?
how he's going to share the story when he gets older. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
No, he's not going to mention the shank.
No. So okay. So did you guys dump the Gatorade on him or no? Anything like that? I mean, God, he was the winner of that.
I mean, we did all sprint towards him and huddle around him after the game, and we were all beyond excitement. Like, it was crazy, but yeah, he wouldn't stop talking about it for the next couple of days.
Yeah. All about me.
You
It's all
blame
about
him?
me, right? So, and what about Coach Mendoza and of course our dear coach down here? What was his reaction? I mean, I can only imagine, Coach. I mean, during that time, I mean, he was calm, I take it, but when everything happened, I mean, the win's a win, and I mean, also, what was his reaction to that?
Absolutely. Well, it's kind of like this always. We try to just stay even keeled. We just start thinking about the next game. We want to go 1-0. Like Charlie mentioned, we had a little bit of a different lineup because we didn't have our big man up top, so we had to adjust. So we always say play for each other. We had a lot of folks. We have a lot of young folks on the team, some 8th graders, and they were all filling in.
Graders?
A lot of 8th graders.
Wow.
They're all playing in their various roles. So we tried to cover as much as we could for that huge gap up front with Charlie. But in the end, we pulled it out so Charlie gets to play another game. That's since he's a senior.
How when's your recovery time? When can you maybe play again?
We're not quite sure yet. I'm just taking it day by day, doing some exercises for my ankle, and we'll see what the plan is. I've got a school trainer, so she's helping me. So we'll see. Yeah,
Absolutely. And I mean, the crowd must have been going nuts too. You had your parents there, obviously, so that had to be a great moment as well, right?
yeah, it was really great. Everyone was really excited, and we actually had a fair amount of students come to the game as well
Good.
because there was a basketball game before, so they came from like basketball practice or the game.
That's cool.
And, and came and watched our game afterwards, and so that was a lot of fun.
I got a question for you two international players. Do you guys have video stream so that your folks can watch the game back home?
I previously have actually. Last year, I think during one of the district games, some of my family back home was able to watch our games, and they were very excited. They were very excited
I
about
bet.
that.
By the way, the audio of this they'll be able to pick up on Spotify.
That's great.
It's
Thank you.
archived.
And it's also on YouTube. Actually, if guys introduced to our
Oh yeah, I
cameraman
forgot. Now,
right
yeah,
here,
now we're on YouTube.
we're making our way up.
You think I would
advancing.
know that the guy that's supposed to be the head of things? Yeah,
Mike, you're slowly
YouTube.
catching up.
Yeah, 21st century.
Yeah. All right. So, by the way, just show of hands. Who's seniors on this team this year?
I'm a senior.
You're a
and
senior?
Ryan's a senior.
All right.
Senior as well.
Okay. So let's go. Let's take senior night here. How emotional was it? I mean, for your parents for your family to see you walk down and all that. Obviously, you had your stuff that you said, but for you, tell me how that felt, just to be graduating from there in all those years.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty emotional. I'd say it was more emotional for my parents. They were obviously thinking about it. I was trying to focus on the game, but walking up in front of the crowd and them announcing my name, it was a little bit emotional. But for me, it's not the last game, and I don't predict it'll be the last game anytime soon. So I'm just looking forward to each next game and appreciating every minute I get to play and or watch.
When do the playoffs begin, fellas?
So our last game was the first game of the playoffs.
Oh,
It was the
gotcha,
district
gotcha.
semifinals.
Because you guys had a bye week, right? Before the game?
We had it wasn't really a bye week. It was maybe like five days. So it wasn't a full week, but
Okay. All right. What about you, Matt? What was your parents' reaction?
Yeah, they were definitely more emotional than I was. Just because the ceremonies before the game, like you're still, in that locked in game mindset. And I was, trying to look at the other team, seeing how they were warm up and stuff. But yeah, it was crazy. It's really like a full circle moment. And it's really nice. I love the ceremony.
Well, those are the people that have carted you around for years to tournaments. Whether it's with your middle schools or of course leagues, but they've been in for every step of the way for you.
Exactly. Yeah, I watched every game too. So it's like really incredible that they were able to see me progress all this way.
Do you have any siblings?
No, I don't. I'm an only child.
Well, and that's another thing because I went through all that. That becomes part of their social life, and now it's ripped out of your.
Yeah.
And it's a transition for parents, just like it is the players.
It's almost kind of like that empty nest syndrome that's going to be coming up for them. So, all right. Oh, Tristan's coming through. All right. There we go. All right. Now we're back in the air. All right. So, guys, talking before the show, of course, Berkeley's coming up. You're going to be playing them on Tuesday. But, I learned that it was kind of a storied rivalry. You guys played them last year, and you barely got the win correct on that one. Take me back to what you learned from that game and how you're going to apply that going into the championship.
I mean, that game was a whole year ago. It was the same game, the district finals. Berkeley's an incredible team, so we're preparing well for them, and we are not expecting any sort of easy game. I do think we're a very different team from last year, so I don't think that we are thinking about last year in terms of how we're going to play this game. We're just thinking of our previous games and how we need to improve on those.
All right. What about you, man? I mean, this is what year, by the way? You're a sophomore, junior?
I'm a freshman.
Oh, you're a freshman.
Yeah, I'm a freshman, but I played on the team last year as an 8th grader, and last year it was a tough game, and I didn't play as much as I did this year. I probably got like 25 minutes in that game, but I mean, it was a tough game for everyone, and it required a lot of grit for everyone to push through. And I mean, this team we're playing, Berkeley, a very good team, but we're not scared of.
So you're going to get 5 years of high school participation.
I am, yeah.
Bravo.
By the way, what brought you to Berkeley Prep? How long have you been there?
Berkeley
at the school. How long have you been? Not Berkeley. I'm sorry. Shorecrest. I'm sorry.
I've been at Shorecrest.
You didn't know it. Hey,
I'm glitching.
it's a portal. He's transferring.
Anyway, Shorecrest. I'm sorry.
Hey, yeah, SP, pal.
Hey.
Shorecrest. I'm the old guy that should forget stuff. You're looking right at him. So how long have you been at Berkeley Prep?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mike. But anyway, how long have you been going to Shorecrest?
I've been
There
at
you
Shorecrest
go.
since 5th grade, since I was 10 or 11. So yeah,
And how long have you been playing club?
club soccer since probably I was like 8 or 7 or 8 back in London. So
Bottom line, when you can kick a ball, that was it. It's like that's what's going to happen.
yeah.
So you guys play? Most of you play in the Champions League too. Do you guys play in Jim Hart's Champions League?
No,
don't you?
Oh no, we didn't. Even though we won the district championship last year, we didn't play in the Champions League this year. We're focusing on like our own schedule and different teams that we wanted to play. So we haven't played in that.
Well, the
this year.
coaches probably appreciate that because they've got more of your focus and energy too.
All right. And what about you, Drew? By the way, how long have you been playing?
I've been playing basically my whole life. I've been playing for Shorecrest since 7th grade.
Oh, wow.
So this will be 4th year playing.
Okay.
Yeah, I love playing for Shorecrest. And I've been at Shorecrest since junior kindergarten.
Oh,
So
wow.
It's been a long time.
Wow.
I got a question for the internationals. All right, so Australia and England. Now, you grew up with soccer, but any rugby, any other sports that you guys participated in?
I played rugby when I was back in London.
I think rugby is a badass sport.
It is one of the roughest sports out there, from what I heard.
You played rugby?
Yeah, I did.
You must be one fast cat.
Yeah, I played rugby since I've been playing rugby since I was like 4 or 5 years old. My
Wow.
dad coached.
He's
it,
only in ninth
and-
grader, but this kid is tough.
So, I mean, actually, did you ever play American football and all that? Did you grow up?
I actually do play American
Oh,
football.
you do?
now.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
do.
You do.
Did you play on the Shorecrest team?
I do. Yeah.
You're not used to pads.
No, no, I'm not. I'm not. No.
How about you, young man? In Australia, I know it's a huge sport.
Yeah, I moved here when I was pretty young, so I was about 7 or 8, but I had played a couple years of rugby, but I didn't really get too much experience under my belt since I was so young, but I do wish it was a bigger thing here so I could have
It's starting to grow a little bit, but
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
love to see that sport get some wheels because it gives you an opportunity to the guys that don't have immense speed that are playing football. You must have quick speed. You to get the hell out of that scrum. But yeah, I think it's a sport of the future.
Yeah, I agree.
So actually, so who's louder? I got to ask this, Coach Montoya or Coach McCall?
I'd say
I know Anthony's listening.
I'd
on
say
this.
we've got a couple coaches, but I'd say Coach Montoya gets very passionate during our games. I'd say all of our coaches care a lot. But yeah, you have something else?
Yeah, well, I play on Coach Cool's football team, obviously. So I'd say during games, Coach Montoya is definitely, which I love about him, is he's the most passionate. He's so passionate during games, but during practice, he's a bit more laid back. How Coach McCool is he'll be on to you, which is also great because he doesn't want you to make mistakes, and obviously he will nurture you if you do make mistakes. But yeah, they're both great coaches.
And they're going to make sure that you guys are prepped and ready to go for each and every game, both, Coach McCall and Coach Montoya. Hey, Drew, Ryan, I got to ask, what other sports have you guys played at Shorecrest?
At Shorecrest or like in total?
Shorecrest. We'll just do Shorecrest.
Shorecrest only. I do lacrosse as well.
Oh, that's another one.
That's another great sport.
That's another
it's starting
tough
to
sport.
grow.
Yeah, it was our inaugural season last year, first ever season in the history of the school. I played midi,
Okay.
and this year I'm going back again. I know Charlie will be playing.
What do you call those rackets?
The
Sticks?
Yeah, we just call them sticks. Yeah.
You ever been whack with one?
Yeah, that's the whole game pretty much. You're just getting beat up with sticks.
That's why I like it.
It's a real physical sport. It's a lot like football. So much fun, and we're trying to get Billy to play too. But
Oh, really?
Hey, rugby.
I think a rugby
you
player
can
can handle
Yeah,
it.
you can play that rugby.
he
You
definitely
can swing a stick.
He definitely can. He's tough.
And Charlie, have you ever played lacrosse or no?
No, I haven't played lacrosse. So Ryan played it last year, and so he's been convincing me to come out and try out and play on the team this year. So I'm excited to get involved.
Have you got an opportunity to play any other sports?
I've only ever played soccer my whole life.
God bless you.
Yeah.
That's commitment. You must love that sport.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I know one thing I want to throw in there, Bradley. It
Go
is
for it.
World Cup year, right? You guys got to be, ecstatic because your sport gets slighted. It's not any longer, but it's obviously getting a lot of momentum. Who are you going to be pulling for in World Cup?
England, I have done my whole life, and so yeah, I'll be cheering for England.
That's loyalty.
All right.
How about you, Aussie?
Yeah, I'm gonna be rooting for Australia during the World Cup. And Australia is actually in the same group stage as the United States, so that's going to be an exciting competition there.
All right, Drew.
You got to go for the U.S.
Okay,
I hope
good,
so.
good,
You're born
good
here.
Man, good man. Good man. Ryan?
Yeah, exactly. I'm pulling for the U.S., but I'm not, favoring them to win it or anything. So once they get eliminated, I'm rooting for Portugal.
What?
I'm a big Ronaldo fan. You got it.
Oh my God!
all right,
Bandwagon
Cristiano
rider.
will let it- okay, yeah. Cristiano will let it go. And all
God bless America.
Coach, what about
I'm
you?
a big U.S. fan. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, we're gonna have a huge watch party out here in the Jumbotron. You come down here and hang out with your Ronaldo buddies.
I mean, stars and stripes all the way.
Okay,
of course.
good.
Exactly, Coach.
I want to be just one shout out. I know you're talking about sports here and tough guys, and you're looking at all these guys, but the toughest guy on this panel is the shortest guy here. Drew is the toughest athlete we have here today with you. He's the guy you can put him in any sport, and he's gonna come through for you. So you watch him in the video, you'll see he's the toughest guy on the field.
My man,
So just
where's that come from?
Just a lot of years of soccer and
I mean, mom's genetics, dad's.
dad's.
Dad's-
Yeah.
Dad was a badass.
My dad played soccer in college, and he always played hard. So he always taught me that.
Although there's a reason why it's all you play is soccer now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, with Shorecrest, it has a long and proud tradition and all. It's been over 100 years. The school's been around for over 100 years. Of course, I'm going to ask both of you this. What's one thing you've taken away from being at Shorecrest, that school, and what it's meant to you?
Yeah, I mean, Shorecrest it's been the school that I've been at the whole time I've lived in Florida and St. Pete in the USA. So with that, there's an amazing community that you build with Shorecrest because it's a smaller school. So I'm friends with not only, and I know, and I'm friends with everyone in my grade, but I'm also friends with all these other guys that aren't in my grade because of how tight knit our community is. So that's something that I've really pulled out of Shorecrest.
One thing I think is cool is all those young kids, like at Northside Christian, all those young kids look up to you guys for role models. They really do, and in this era of our world, that's important.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys see that, don't you?
Yeah, it's really great. So actually, us seniors and I think the juniors as well, we actually have buddies. We have buddies
That's
in the
cool.
middle school. So
Nice.
I've got a second name buddy. His name's Rakesh. So I'm good friends with Rakesh, and I get to see him during the school days.
How old is
sometimes
he?
to Say hi. I think he's 8 years old.
Oh,
7
he
or 8
probably
years old.
loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, my buddy's name's Elijah. I love him. Same age, same second grade deal.
But what have you taken away from Shorecrest? Being there?
Sorry.
No, you're good. No worries.
So from Shorecrest, they give you a really competitive culture at Shorecrest, especially for academics. And with it being a college preparatory school, I think it's prepared me really well for the college application process and what I'm going through right now.
Now, speaking of that, okay, plans for college.
Well, it's up between like Villanova, Wake Forest, and FSU right now for me. I know it differs for a lot of other people. I want to study politics in college.
All right.
Wait. Politics
Mhm.
and
Political science on a
all those
Okay.
schools
Mhm.
are superb in the world of education. Get out of state.
Get out of state.
Go explore the world, man.
Yeah. I mean, they do offer studying abroad programs at Florida State. So,
All right.
We'll make certain to do that.
yeah, definitely.
All
Go
right.
to Australia and he'll guide you.
All right, Charlie. I mean, last time we talked, you were still up in the air on some stuff.
Honestly, I still am. I still have some college applications.
Are you going to break that news to the world on this show?
I still have some college applications.
When you get done, we'll bring you down here.
Yeah. Sure,
Coach, you
I'll
haul
come
them down
back.
here.
Yeah, so I'm planning on studying physics. And I'm not sure where that will be, but yeah, so I'm planning on studying physics. I have some college applications still coming in, so once they're all back, I will make my decision.
Bradley, we got to step away from this conversation.
I know.
The IQ of these guys. One cat's going to be a politician, the other guy's in physics.
I mean,
You haven't made a decision yet. You just keep playing rugby and get your brains beat in.
I mean, Mike, now hearing what Charlie's going into, I think the Big Bang Theory. So,
and the toughest kid, you got a little time. You're a senior?
No, sophomore.
Oh yeah, you got time.
You got a little bit of time, yeah. So, all righty. Well, Mike,
I already asked him last time.
Oh, no. We got a couple new guys here and all that.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, we got some new guys. So,
Well, first of all, let's start out with, and you've did this before, but it's important. And then they never get tired of it. Do a shout out to your family and their names and thank them for their support through all these years.
Yeah, I want to shout out my mom and dad, Jeff and Sarah Cowan, for always supporting me through all my journeys. My little sister Fia, my girlfriend Luna.
Well, I didn't have to ask that question about the girlfriend, did I? You're a smart man. Get it out of the way.
All the boys on the team that aren't here today. Shout out to them and shout out to Coach Montoya, Coach Drew, as well.
All right, buddy, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to shout out my brother and my mum, Oliver and Donna, and especially my dad. My dad has been to, I don't think he's ever missed any of my sports games through any sport I've played. And he's always been there. My teammates and all the coaches at Shorecrest and just all my friends for pushing me and stuff. So,
Bravo. How about you there, young man?
Similar to Billy, I want to thank my parents, Christy and Josh, and my sister, Kai.
She go to Shorecrest too?
Yes. She's a 8th grader. And my parents, they have driven me ever since I've played soccer all over
Tens of
Florida.
thousands of miles.
Yeah, all over Florida for soccer. And I can't thank them enough for that. And I want to thank the coaches. They've always pushed me through ever since I was young. So they've always helped me. Yeah.
You know, in the state of Florida, real quick, just to touch on that, what's been one of the best complexes you had a chance to play at? There's so many of them.
Probably Premier Sports Complex in Lakewood Ranch. The U.S. national team sometimes plays in the stadium there.
Oh, not bad digs, huh?
Yeah. That was probably the best. Or in Dallas too. Dallas has some really good
Dallas, Texas?
yeah.
The team went there?
Not us, but my club
But
team.
it's club team? Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, those were really nice.
How about you, young man?
Yeah, for me, I want to thank my mom and my dad, Barbara and John. They come to all my games, support me so much. So I really appreciate them for that. I want to thank all the coaching staff at Shorecrest, everyone on the team, all my friends at Shorecrest, and shout out to Coach Casey. He first got me started on the JV team, and he really made me love the sport.
All right.
Well, I think we can
wrap it up.
Oh, hang on.
No, we need to hear from Coach.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, shout
How
out.
many years you been there,
You're
Coach?
forgetting something here.
This is my 4th season with the varsity team. Really thankful for the opportunity. Do a quick shout out to Coach Montoya, his wife Alicia does a lot of great work for us, and their son Shavi's always a ball boy. He's playing on the middle school team. He's a future varsity player.
Is he like a ball boy?
He's going to be more than that one day, I'm sure. But quick shout out to my kids. They're graduates. That's what brought me here. They're both out of state, like you mentioned, which is great for them, bad for me since it's out of state tuition.
I know the deal, yeah.
Matthew and Jocelyn, who were recent graduates of Shorecrest. And really thanks to you guys for having us down here. It's really a great opportunity for these guys. We expect a lot out of them, but I think you see how great leaders they are. And that translates really, and that's part of what we pass on down to the other kids who are coming along. I mean, you see a freshman here and a sophomore here who are pretty great leaders on this team in addition to the seniors. So thanks you guys for giving them the opportunity.
All very respectful.
And
even the rugby thug.
And then the 2 lacrosse guys here.
Exactly.
So watch
They're
out.
swinging sticks at you, and he's knocking you in the head.
Well, Charlie, we hope for you to have a
Thanks,
recovery
guys,
and all.
again.
And then, guys, once again, thank you for coming down. We'll see how everything goes. You guys are hosting Berkeley, right?
Yes, we're hosting Berkeley.
At what time?
At 7 p.m. at Shorecrest on Tuesday.
All right. If anyone's listening, tune in, of course, to that. They're going to be streaming it through Shorecrest site and also through I believe it's the Florida FHS football.
Yes.
FHSAA soccer.
Yep.
Well, hey, wait a minute. I mean, it's usually called football everywhere else in the world. There, Mike.
Well, this is America, baby. Remember this. World Cup.
Anyway.
Remember
Yeah.
where you're at right now.
And that's why that FIFA.
I give you guys
that's why
a
that's
pass.
right there. So that's why that soccer ball's there. So.
Thanks again, guys, for coming down.
Thank
All
you
right,
guys
Coach.
for having us.
Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
Shorecrest Prep. Give yourself a round of applause. You guys did a great job.
All righty.
All right.
All right, guys.
Well, now we're going to shift gears and have a lot of fun. As soon as we get these youngsters out of these chairs, we've got a former bat boy that is going to join us. And baseball, Ben Botham will love that, as well as Ray Kennedy. We're brought to you by our great friends at Body Armor Coca-Cola. Of course, Sea Dogs Brewery with a new menu and brunch on weekends. And we'll be there on Wednesdays doing our On the Tee Florida from 6 to 8 each in this. And now that we're on YouTube and Facebook and all the social media platforms, we're going to have some bizarre antics so we can get followers and have a lot of fun. First thing I did, have a seat, young man.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in. You're in the game, baby. You know, you're a comedian too. I expect a few lines here and there. And we're brought to you by Shipyard Beer. Our good friend Fred Forsley was down here. He's wandering around somewhere. We're live from Ferg's Sports Bar and Grill, America's #1 sports bar, as rated by USA Today, across from Tropicana Field. And we got a lot of things going on in 2026. I told people I was going to come back with a vengeance. Of course, next Sunday, that's the 2nd, it's Bruins and Lightning. And you should come to that with me.
Okay.
It's a tailgate party over there.
Wait, he's your plus one?
They're playing. No, you're going to be there.
You
You're
got me-
broadcasting,
I'm
baby.
working. He's your plus one. I'm working.
Exactly. You're broadcasting.
At least I'm working for the beer.
And we'll be over there at Raymond James. You'll have plenty of Shipyard, Sea Dog, whatever the hell you want, just so you can still talk by the end of the broadcast. And so we're doing that a week from tomorrow. And then the Daytona 500. We're going to have a watch party on the Jumbotron. We got Coca-Cola involved. I've got Budweiser involved. And I've got my friends at Burning Rubber Radio. And you've met them before, Andy DeLay, the sheriff.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, great guy.
I called him the other day, and he answered the phone. I know he's working. I said, "Hey, I just got pulled over, man." I said, "I need some help with this ticket." He goes, "Seriously?" I said, no, of course not. Kansas City. Don't drive through Kansas City.
Easy. My dad was a Kansas City cop.
I know. You know not better than to drive fast going through there.
Even I did, and my dad, true story, my dad was going out of town for the weekend. It's 1986. He needs to talk to me. No cell phones back then, but he needed me to let the dog out all weekend. So I'm leaving 46, just left school, cross 66. Woo! I look in my rear view, it's my dad. So he pulls over. He
Get your ass out of that car.
I swear to God, comes to the car. He says, hey, we're leaving to go out of town, but I put 2 cases of Budweiser in a fridge so you and your friends can hang. And then the next day at school, the entire school, the thing was, your own dad pulled you over, Kansas City, so bad. So, yeah, shout out to Dad, who's now got that big luxury box in the sky just above Ray J.
Well, those boys will be here, Burning Rubber Radio. And then, of course, opening day. And I know all of us are ecstatic about that. This will be the biggest opening day due to last year, the team playing, of course, over in Tampa. You've got the Cubs coming down. I couldn't be happier. That's my team from the north. We're going to have Wrigley South out here. I've lined up Joe Madden will make a stop here.
Mr. Rick Vaughn.
We've got a half a dozen MLB guys coming down. The former general manager of the Iowa Cubs is in town, lives in Sarasota. He'll come up and share stories about guys coming through the AAA system. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we've got the World Cup, and that's June 12th. We're going to have a huge
Olympics.
party out here. I got to find somebody that speaks Spanish.
Sí.
Hola. ¿Cómo está?
Is it you, brother? Oh, I got Adam Fernandez. Perfect. I got our video guy. I mean, the vice president, or maybe someday the president of the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection video department. Yeah. You know anything about soccer?
Pelota?
Well, you're from Cali. I forgot. Perfect.
See? And I know French, so.
Shut the yap.
Parlez-vous français?
All right. Well, let's shift gears. And Mark called me. I'll be honest with you. I thought this is just another cat that wants to promote his event. So I do it for FREE because it's Mark Ferguson. And then when you started to share your story and tell me that you were a bat boy for 12 years, and I know a lot of bat boys, clubbies from the Cubs organization, but you're going to be a regular and you're going to share stories. And you're also a comedian. But let's start out with the thing that right now you're trying to promote, and that, of course, is the St. Pete Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And that's at the end of February, and what's going on there. And look forward to this conversation. His name is Nick Cowan. Where'd you grow up at? Up north?
Grew up in Detroit, actually.
Get the hell out of here.
Yep, but I love Chicago. I will say that, though.
Okay,
I've got
all
a
right.
good friend who's a pitcher for the Cubs. We'll get into that later. But, I grew up in Detroit. I moved down to Florida in 2012, like right at the first of the year. And about 2 months after I got here, next thing you know, I'm a Rays bat boy, and I've been in Tampa and St. Pete now ever since.
How does that happen, though?
I was going to say,
Yeah.
how's that happen?
Because
I'll tell you
I'm
what.
56.
I thought there
I'm
was a
still-
waiting list.
I can't, if this happens for me, Nick.
He's been trying to be a bat boy for 30 years.
It's still,
I'll tell you what, like a lot of people, like I would be sitting in the bullpen, I was on the visiting side, so I would always be with the other teams and everything like that. So we'd have our fans, like the Rays twins, everybody probably knows them if you've been to a Rays game. They'd be sitting behind us and they're like, how'd you get this job? Like, who do you know? And I'm like, I don't know anybody. I just Googled.
That was probably the beauty of it.
Yeah.
that's it, yeah.
I Googled Tampa sports jobs one night and they had 2 bat boy job openings. Fun story that not a lot of people know. I applied for a concession stand job and got rejected from that. And so then I was like, there's no shot I'm getting a Rays bat boy job. So I took the interview. I got to
They
see
wouldn't
some-
even give you a job in the twisty
No.
cones.
And Nick, funny thing, I applied as a janitor. I'm now team president. So I
Yeah.
mean, it happens. There's a pre-course
Life
there.
works out that way sometimes.
Couldn't
Yeah.
get a job the twisty cones.
But yeah, I took the interview and I was like, well, this is cool. I get to see like Evan Longoria's gold glove that they had mounted by his locker and everything like that. I was like, cool experience. Next thing I know, I'm in spring training and trying out or whatever. Still no high hopes. And next thing you know, I'm on the field with the Yankees bullpen sitting next to Mariano Rivera. Fun story about that day. It's opening day 2012. I was like, I would love to see Mariano Rivera pitch, but I want the Rays to win. Crazy enough that both scenarios happened
They
that
put him
same
in
day.
like the second inning.
How
for,
old
like, an
are
inning,
you?
Right?
You know that he Carlos Pena hit a homer to tie the game.
And then they brought him in to go and seal a deal.
And so then so I saw Mariano warming up right behind me.
Wow.
And the Rays hit a walk off. I think it was same Carlos Pena. Double.
It's a good thing you got that beard. How old are you?
34.
34. You look like you're about 16.
Yeah.
You started in 2012?
Yeah, I was 20 years old.
Oh my!
Well, he walked in here. I thought he was one of the short press.
He was
soccer
gonna
players.
ID
I was
me,
like,
yeah.
Can I help you out, young man?
I know. I was gonna be like, I heard about Shipyard Beer.
Oh,
Like, if
yeah,
there's
there
beers
you go.
around, yeah,
Are
let's
you
go.
collecting for your little league
after
team
the
here or
show,
some
you can
shit?
have an ice pick vodka, cider, anything you want, champ.
Thank you.
So let's have a little fun,
Yeah.
and then we'll dive into the St. Pete Grand Prix, which we're big supporters of, and we'll have. I've had some of the pit crews up here in the past, and it's out. And you guys are talking about bringing a car.
Yeah, that's a work in progress still, but we're working on trying to get a truck here from the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. We've got a Mazda MX 5 Cup team coming, and all we have to buy them is a round of beers.
Because they run those on Saturday before the race or that week.
They
of.
run
And
on
that's free.
Saturday and Sunday. They've got 2 races.
The morning
that
of. I was down there last year. When
Really
they were out.
nice people.
Yeah,
It's
fantastic
super
having that
cool.
sports truck series. And then we're going to have that big NASCAR watch party out here,
Yes.
which the two will be combined together. But I love the fact that they have that down here. And a little bit about that Grand Prix. Because I'm posing. I'm down here every year, the Grand Prix 2 weeks before out. You got Italians, you've got Japanese, you got Germans, you got all these people.
You got a problem with that?
No, hey, easy there. Hey, we're back to NASCAR. Everyone goes left, Mike, so easy. But no, the thing is, I love the world stage. It puts St. Petersburg under. Talk a little bit about that and how you got associated with the St. Pete Grand Prix.
Okay, so I pretty much just grew up a race fan, race and baseball. Like, that's what I loved. And so when the St. Pete Grand Prix started going on, I used to be so jealous when I'd be working at the Trop and I could hear the Indy cars from my apartment. I'd be so mad that I couldn't be there. So when I left the Rays to just kind of venture out, I went to the Grand Prix and just started talking to anybody I know. I've got my own podcast, but we can talk about that later. And I was just
Something about women.
For the ladies is what
For
it's
the
called.
ladies.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I want to hear about that.
I want to hear about that.
Yeah. No, it's just
You don't want me as a contributor.
it's just a great name that is.
I got 2 witnesses over here. You don't want me as a contributor.
My antenna are up. But go, do you know they used to, the Trans Am Series actually went around Tropicana Field 1 year, 3 years in, back in the 80s when they first set. It was downtown. They brought it uptown. They did it around Tropicana at the time, or what was it, the Pinellas Suncoast Dome?
Right.
But brought it back down there again. Where's your apartment that you could hear the cars running?
I was at the Wayland right next door. So I'd
Oh.
walk out the front door and I could hear it. But yeah, so I just started walking around the Grand Prix trying to make any connections because the IndyCar event has been so accessible for fans. Like last year, I remember you could buy a $4 grand general admission to the Grand Prix on Friday.
Yeah.
And you're getting run over by Indy cars.
You're in the paddock, and you turn around. There's Michael Andretti, or Al Unser used to be, or you're looking around, and they're right next to you.
And so it's just so accessible. I got to talk to so many great people. And then I've always wanted to get into NASCAR. Fortunately, now I do work with that. Frankie Muniz, who's racing in the NASCAR version of the Grand Prix, he's somebody I work with. And
NASCAR version.
Yep.
Well, and they have the truck series too, right?
Frankie will be down here. Frankie Muniz, Malcolm in the Middle, is racing in St. Pete. How crazy is that?
That's the Malcolm in the Middle dude?
He's been racing since he was still on the show. I mean, basically toward the end of the show run.
Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Where the hell have I been?
You got to tune in, Mike.
Oh, my.
For the ladies, Mike, you got to get there. Let's get it.
Yeah, for the ladies. We'll talk about that podcast.
But yeah, so I mean, and then it became like just kind of evident for me to promote the city because I've seen how busy it gets with the IndyCar folks and the people who don't know anything about racing in St. Pete, but there's a cool event, so they get drawn into it. And I was like, now we add NASCAR to it. What's the best sports bar in St. Pete to promote an event for the city?
Ferg's, of course.
Ferg's.
Not in the city, in America.
In America.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
I'm sorry. But yes, that's true. And so that's why I came to Mark Ferguson and came the idea. And so that's what we're doing February 25th.
All right. Well, we'll be there loud and proud for you, video streaming and talk about it. Now let's shift gears and talk a little bit about.
He wants to talk about baseball.
We want some inside scoop here.
We want some. You're sitting next to baseball Ben Botham.
Yeah.
And he's got some stories.
Oh,
He can tell you Savannah Banana stories.
Ooh, that's.
You know, Savannah Bananas started 10 years ago.
Oh, I remember, Mike. I was.
My God.
I was playing in.
Was
Savannah.
that when you were playing Savannah then?
I was at Savannah State, and I remember, they were kind of picking off some of our guys as they would graduate and putting them on the team.
They
giving
ran
them
out of
tryouts.
money. They ran out of cash.
Oh,
they had to sell their house,
Wow.
move into some freaking dump, and get rid of their retirement. And this couple just stuck together.
You would see him walking around the city, all yellow. He's got the top hat, the whole suit, everything. You'd see him in Whole Foods right down the road, and we're like, "Oh, what the heck's
It was
this guy
just
doing?"
a
here?
job.
Yeah, I would see it. And I was like,
handing out bananas.
dancing on a baseball field. I hated it. I still do.
but it's no
I
big
thought
deal.
you had a couple of buddies in it.
Yeah, I do, but I don't know. It's not my thing. It's
Well-
not baseball. It's TikTok on the field.
Well, the part is though, you're kind of mad because they ran out of money when you were at Savannah State, because otherwise they'd have come after a submarine pitcher there, Ben. So
They
let's be
weren't paying a
honest.
damn dime to those guys.
Well, they could at the time, and that would have been probably their most unique marketing gimmick at all, to come from
Yeah.
down below, baby.
Well, we got a couple guys that I knew. Flash the Kid is one of the guys who's on the team. Dan Obrist was another guy from this area who is playing for the Banana. So there's a lot of really good
they got
talent.
they got a couple teams. They're like the Globetrotters of old.
Yeah,
they got
they're
a couple
expanding.
teams now.
It's looking really good. But I got to ask you, as a bat boy, did any of the players ever kind of get you with something? Go get the bucket of curveballs, the bucket of steam, left-handed fungo, something like that.
They tried. Luckily, I was like a baseball fan going into it. My first day trying out for the Rays was against the Orioles. And everybody was like, stay away from Buck Showalter. So I'm like, high alert, don't get in Buck's
I met
way.
Buck. He could be a pain in the ass.
Super nice guy, but he's very particular on the
Yep.
field. And so I was like, high alert that day. Elliot Johnson came up to me and he's like, hey, I need you to get the keys to the batter's box. And I was like, I'm not falling for that. I got enough to focus on. I got Buck Showalter here today, bro. I didn't tell him that, but I just pretended all day long and that I was searching for that. He hit a double in that game. And I was like, I found the keys to the batter's box. And he looked at me so confused. And I was like, ha, I got you back. So he tried. But I used to see the interns all day long running around, asking the concession people. They'd send them over to the GM, sitting behind me, the scouts. It was bad, but I'm glad I didn't fall for that one.
Let me ask you this, because I know what at the AAA level, and then I met the clubbies at Wrigley, to several times that I went over for the Iowa Cubs. How do you guys get paid? You didn't get paid jack.
So the pay is hourly rate.
Oh, you do get paid hourly.
You get paid hourly, and then
So you can't get a job with the twisty cones punching in, but you got one with the team.
Yeah, with the actual in the
God bless you.
nuts and bolts of it. Yeah, so you get hourly pay. When I was working, that's a thing people don't really realize. Working in the visiting clubhouse, we had 6 people hosting each team that would come in. So somebody's got to be there to unpack the equipment. We're doing
That's the
food
toughest
care.
job, isn't it?
That's usually like a 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Go home.
Well,
go to
I
sleep
told you
for
that
2
kid
hours.
that over at St. Pete Country Club, Dylan.
Mhm.
Dylan Hogan.
Yeah, he's done it with me. Yep.
Yeah, and he would he'd come down and talk to me about it. But yeah, that's brutal.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can we go back to the tryouts? What were those tryouts? I mean, tryouts for the Bat Boy. Obviously,
Yeah.
did he
You got to
want
be a
some
smart
baseball
ass. He's a
skills,
comedian.
right?
You got to be able to.
Yeah, no, it was basically, I remember I had no idea what I was supposed to do that day.
Right.
My only mentality was just hustle through the day
Yeah.
and see what happened. Whatever they asked me to do, I'll do it.
And
I'm
keep your
gonna
mouth
do the best
shut,
I can.
right?
Pretty much, other than with Elliot Johnson, because he got me that day. But yeah, it was pretty much just working a normal day. It's a really kind of mundane life. If you everyone sees you on the field, but 75% of the day is folding towels or hanging up laundry or cleaning
You're a
shoes.
towel boy.
Yeah.
Well, and can you imagine baseball by its very nature? Baseball, you sit around for 99.9% of the time, and all of a sudden, big hit, you
Yeah.
got to go. So you guys have to be ready to go before the players are even ready to go.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's probably your biggest asset. To the
Yeah,
team.
it's a full grind. It's really difficult to kind of get like a secondary job unless you really want to grind through it, because you're there pretty much 10:30 in the morning for a 7 o'clock game until about 1:30 in the morning if you don't have a team.
Are you
coming
kidding
in.
me?
Wow.
Nope, I swear to God.
Did you ever get whacked by a line drive or?
Close? I got really close a few times. When I was
Did you ever
boy,
catch one?
I was on Sports Hunter's top 10 and not top 10. That's one of my
Oh,
clips.
hey, I like that,
Okay.
dude.
So
Yeah,
tell
so-
us about first the top 10.
So the top 10 was cool. I think I can say it's been almost 10 years. So we had that doubleheader scheduled against the Oakland A's, and I'd never worked a doubleheader. So I always chewed sunflower seeds. That was like what I had during the game. I had the helmet on because you have to wear the helmet in the bullpen.
Right.
And so chewing gum was annoying. So I just always had sunflower seeds. But I was like, that's 7 hours worth of baseball. I'm not going to have sunflower seeds in my mouth for 7
Or
hours.
you're going to have a raw mouth from all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, go ahead.
And tobacco was never my thing. So that wasn't even an option. So I was like, I'm going to get a toothpick. Nobody will know. It's going to be fine. Just something, to have. And I was like petrified that the first inning with 17 innings to go, I would miss a ball and I'd have to sit there. Found out worse that it's worse to catch a diving ball in the first inning because now you have to sit there with that. And so everyone's like congratulating me. I was on ESPN Top 10. I was up till 5 o'clock in the morning
That's
just
awesome.
looking at myself. The next day, I got in a little trouble, and I don't think you can ever have a toothpick on Tropicana Field anymore.
Oh.
What happened?
I was told pretty strongly, don't do that ever again. Why would you do that?
That was probably by someone in the
Sounds
ownership
harmless to
front
me.
office.
I think it got somewhere. I mean, when they put it on, like SportsCenter highlighted it, which was bad.
That stinks though, because
That's old school.
Well,
at least you didn't have a butt in your mouth,
right?
The problem in this society in this day and age is the next person in, or not you, Nick, but the next person, they got a little, they're doing a vape or something, and it's like
Right.
nothing in your mouth whatsoever. Plus, there's also they don't look over you. You're the guy supposed to be ready at any moment. You're over there going,
Right.
So I mean, I
Digging-
get it.
That's what old people do.
Well,
They
chewing
dig
gu-
through their
chewing
teeth
gum
with a
would be
freaking
worse.
toothpick.
Yeah,
Oh
you're
yeah,
like-
I've almost swallowed sunflower seeds more than friggin' toothpick. But I will tell you one funny story about me not paying attention, because that was my biggest fear the entire time I was in the bullpen. I was like, "It's gonna be one pitch I don't look at. It's gonna come my way." I was sitting at the end of the bullpen, talking to the Blue Jays bullpen catcher, Drop, and just talking about whatever. And I hear, "Uh-oh," and I look up and there's a ball coming right at us. So I just leap out of the seat. And I missed the ball by a good amount, but I jumped really high.
Oh, I'm impressed. You're such a tall guy, too.
Yeah. I'm 5'5". But so I missed the ball. That got on SportsCenter. And then 2 weeks later was my diving catch. So it was like Ball Boy redeems himself was the narrative.
You got that footage?
I do, yeah.
Oh, we're going to have to get that put on social.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make you a regular.
That's gonna back this story up, but I love it.
Ben, you think you could have been a bat boy?
Hey, I mean,
You got to kiss a lot of ass. You're not good at that.
I'm pretty
goes
okay
Ben.
at that. I'm not too
No,
shabby.
There
I-
goes Ben.
I do it every day at the school. You got to. You got administrators walking in. You got county people coming in. Heck, we had Ron DeSantis in last week.
You did?
Yeah, he came into the school, so I'm used to kissing a little bit of butt, or so that'd be a pretty cool
Yeah, pull him
job.
aside and talk about his Little League
They would-
championship.
They wouldn't let us anywhere near
Oh,
the
I'm
guy.
sure. Hey, I just want to talk to him about Little League championship when he was up there.
I want
And-
to talk to him about the Ray Stadium deal, but we'll go there another time.
So
Yeah, I'm
did,
sure you do.
did you ever have to travel with the team, or were you solely here at Tropicana?
So the home clubhouse guys, they have a little bit more travel schedule.
Mhm.
They get to go in there with a little bit more. Us working in the visiting side, we always had to prepare for the next team that came in.
Okay.
So, when I got promoted from being the bat boy to running the visiting food room. And when Mike
you
Ferrari,
made some money doing that, didn't you?
yeah, I got a little pay raise.
You get tips.
Yeah, we always got tips, but yeah, you get a little bit more because
What was
you get people
What was
food.
the best tip you ever got?
Um,
And who was it from?
Bud Norris actually gave me a $600 tip one time just for nothing,
Oh.
and
Who was Bud Norris?
he pitched for the Orioles, Astros, a couple of different teams. He was with the Angels for a while, but I was always just friends with him. And one day he handed me money, so when I saw how much it was, I was like, "Bud, is this for everybody?" He's like, "No, I want you to invest in something." And then another funny story is CC Sabathia.
5 kegs.
Yeah, it probably didn't go very far. But CC Sabathia, all the Yankees guys were always fantastic tippers, and they took care of people because they recognized that we were working really hard.
Yeah.
And
Also the boss told him to,
yeah.
because he was a Tampa guy, George,
Right.
and of course Hal. But yeah, he said, "Take care of my Tampa peeps."
Yep.
That's one thing the Yankees always have done.
But it was always like CC, A-Rod, Jeter. Those guys were fantastic, and they, growing up, those
That's
were my
good to hear.
heroes. Yeah, they
Can I
were
ask
awesome.
a question?
Yeah.
You said 2 questions. One is yes or no. You ever had a player come in from the opposing team and ask if you could score a bag?
I've never had that.
Okay, good. I like the because
Hey,
yeah,
you
I was
got
in-
any weed?
I was in fan
Never.
photography. I used to have to run all the time.
Yeah.
But no, you said prepare for the incoming team. Is that you knew the roster? You got to know the idiosyncrasies of different players or the managers, like what they want and didn't want?
Yes, I mean as much as you can. Like if you know a certain manager likes sugar-free Red Bull, you put that in their cooler. But the rosters change so dramatically with people getting called up, sent down, injuries happen. Like it's until the team actually gets there, and even then, sometimes they're still making roster moves. So you're only preparing as much as you can, but you've got to handle the catering for the teams, which is thousands of dollars a day worth of food.
Yeah.
You got snacks.
How
and
come you
beverages.
handled catering when you couldn't even get a job?
I don't know. I don't know.
They saw potential, Nick. They saw potential.
It's amazing, like, because I'll tell the story now, too. So my first day, I didn't realize how bad the traffic was coming from Tampa on the Howard Franklin.
Wait, we don't talk about that now either.
I was 15 minutes late, and I actually got fired. I had to beg for my job back.
Nice work.
And
Yeah.
it became team
You
president.
get the job of a lifetime
and
and,
I was
you're
there for-
15 minutes late.
Yep, and I was
So
there for
wait.
12 years.
So wait, hustle, keep your mouth shut, be late, so they don't
Yeah.
think you want it, and suddenly you got Brian Ald's job. I love it. This
I've
is
got like
great.
a weird key to life.
Yeah, you do, dude.
And then come on a podcast and talk about it after you quit.
Yeah.
Come on, Ben, give us a question for him that only Nick would know as a back guy.
Only a baseball
All
guy
the
would know.
dugout stuff. Yeah.
Jeez. So I'm trying to think who was probably the coolest guy to hang out in the bullpen with. Let's because I mean you got to see
The guy that gave him
Mariano Rivera.
$600.
Oh, heck
Well,
yeah.
obviously that, but like you get to see Mariano Rivera. Were there any guys that I don't know just had a cool bullpen presence? Like some guy. I remember when I played, I ordered Uber Eats to the bullpen. Were there guys that did like
What?
anything crazy and stuff?
Savannah State, you ordered
we
Uber
ordered
Eats?
some. Yeah, we ordered
he
some
didn't have
ribs
Hard
and
Rock
some
Bets
Taco
at that
Bell.
point, so he had to do something.
Yeah, any
What
guys
in
with
the
like weird
hell?
habits?
We had I mean, the habits thing, like I would notice that in the first 3 innings, like you'd have guys that would talk to you.
Yeah.
And after that, they kind of start getting into the routine,
Sure.
they knew their roles, but like depending on how the game was going, starting pitchers not doing well, they might like speed that up.
Sure.
But like guys like Keenan Middleton, who just got called up at the time when he was with the Angels, he was awesome. Just he would talk to you about like normal life things. We'd make jokes the entire time. Back to the not top 10 thing. My first year, I was sitting next to Livan Hernandez, who pitched forever. And I was like talking a lot of crap to him for 3 straight days about how good I was, and I was trying to make
You
him
were?
with it. Yeah. And
Levon he had a great sense of humor.
5'5", well,
He was
5'5"
hilarious.
of him.
And I was going for it. I was talking
And
to him.
Levon
So-
Hernandez is like what 6'4".
Oh yeah, he's a big
I
guy.
mean, he's huge, tall.
And so this one's still on YouTube too. But my not top 10 moment was getaway day Sunday. I missed a very easy ground ball. And so like I'm
Through your
embarrassed.
legs?
Right through my leg. I
right through the
swear it
wickets.
jumped, but
Oh,
I mean
my
it
God.
didn't.
Oh, it
when you watch
jumped.
the video.
Billy Buckner
Oh,
move.
yeah.
And so
My ball.
Levon, he throws sunflower seeds at me and then tries to give me a high five. I reject the high five because I don't remember seeing it. And that was on the not top 10. And so
That's
like
awesome.
Levon was cool. Like those are cool moments that I look back and I was like, that was a really special thing. Because
Okay.
I would read the internet comments that night and it was like, this kid doesn't even know what he's doing. Why are they putting out? He's a liability. And I'm like, yeah, he is.
He's supposed to be in a
How
concession
the hell
stand.
did you keep that job for 12 years? You can't catch a grounder.
Yeah.
You got toothpicks in your mouth. Anything else you did?
No, probably.
You know what this is? He's literally a walking how to succeed in business without even trying.
I'm
Let
gonna
me
start
ask you
writing
this
books.
though. Okay, craziest thing now.
You should write a book. What the hell?
Oh, we're gonna get into that. I know, but you're in the bullpen with the players.
Mhm.
There's a lot of young ladies, maybe young men, but a lot of people in the
Oh, yeah,
audience.
did you ever
they
get hit
want
on for
the-
being
well,
in the
not just that.
top
But what's
10?
the craziest thing you ever saw somebody do to get the players' attention? That you're just in you're in a dugout. And you're like, oh, I just saw.
He wants to
something
know
maybe.
if there's some TNA that's been flashed. Is what he
Not
wants
really.
to know.
No, it didn't really happen that much. I think with just social media and everybody having a camera,
Yeah.
people are very aware that,
Well, then you don't want the job, Ben.
well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're not aware that there's a million cameras that can pick up any sort of movement anybody makes,
Or
like,
sound.
because I would myself, I'd try and get girls' numbers and I'd
Yeah.
hear about it from camera guys.
You did?
Yeah, all the time.
You ever hear players talking?
You know who I am?
You ever heard the players from the opposing team saying, "Well, hope we see them back at the back down at the Vinoy here after the game"? Or
Not really. I mean, if they did it, I have to do that.
See,
Like, I wish I
you're-
had better stuff for you. I
he's
don't.
lying.
I don't.
That's why he got the job because he keeps.
I got better stories from AAA.
I know.
Des Moines,
and
Iowa.
and those guys are getting $3.
Iowa Cubs.
AAA is wild. I'm sure.
Oh my God! Well, think about it. You got guys in AAA. You know this, Ben. Guys that signed for 90 G's. Then you got $1 million baby they're gonna try to get up to Chicago right away. So there's some animosity there quite often. But the women are they're sharks. They're pros. They be waiting outside, and they know the $1 million guy versus the 90 grand
Oh
guy.
wow.
I watch it. I had to run them off. Hey, host, get the hell out of here. I mean, I ran off many attractive young ladies, but they wanted one thing only.
Right.
Well, could I pay you to follow me like I'm $1 million guy, and maybe they'll be fooled into thinking so?
Can I tell this fun story? I just saw this
Of
morning.
course.
It's not baseball related, but it's funny.
Well, then we don't want to hear it.
Well, it's Frank Sinatra related.
Ah, why?
So,
I love Frank Sinatra.
There was this time Don Rickles was talking to
Love
Frank.
Don Rickles.
And he was at dinner with.
You're too young to know all these names.
Oh, I love Frank Sinatra.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so Rickles is sitting with a date, and he had talked to Frank earlier. He was like, hey, can you come up and, introduce yourself? I got to impress this girl. And so Frank walked, hey, Don, how you doing? And Don's like, can't you see I'm on a date right now?
And the finish of that story is that Sinatra gave him grief back outside because, and of course, rubbing with him. But he's like, "How the heck did you? He didn't know the setup was that? It was such a perfect story,
So amazing.
so Don Rickles." And then Frank Sinatra, not to have him whacked, is so Frank Sinatra. So.
Yeah. Well, we got to wind things down here and get some predictions for tomorrow's NFL games. You want to participate?
I'm just going to wing it. So, yeah.
You're probably going to end up
Well, what do
picking
you
right the
think
way
these guys do?
This guy wings everything.
Yeah.
He's the president of the United
You
States.
wing
over
it.
there.
You wing it. You'll probably be on CBS next
There you
year.
go. I knew him back when he
I
was
knew
just
him
a
back
guy.
in the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection. I was winging it with a toothpick in my mouth.
So here's how we do this, Nick. Ben's the one who actually makes the bets, and he's got the he's got a good
Baseball,
way. So
Ben, and
big bets,
big
Ben
bets.
Bossum.
Okay.
So he gives us what he did, tells us what he's playing, and we tell you whether we agree or we
Now,
don't.
Most of the time
occasionally
they
he
don't
dives into
agree.
table tennis and ignorant sports, so
Okay.
bear with us.
No, I mean, I did
It's
really
NFL
well.
this weekend.
No, it is NFL. I did really good on the national championship. I did.
Although you did just bet on a coat of the Gatorade, Ben. That was that bet you won.
Oh, I
there.
want to bet that.
I did the even odd for the final point total. Did even, that hit. Pumped about that. Did the over 47 and a half.
Texting me.
Wow.
Over 47 and a half. That hit. And then I did a few other bets that all were hitting, so I was pretty happy about that. It was a really good college football championship. But going into this weekend, New England versus Denver, I'm going to take Broncos +4. I think that's a safe bet. I like
Go Bronx.
just in case. I think it's going to be a close game. Backup quarterback, it can be a little iffy, but history has
Little
shown.
iffy, my ass.
But history has shown that the Patriots struggle against Denver. We saw it in 2015. Tom Brady going in there, losing.
You got the elevation issue. So I'm with you.
I like that game. And then Rams versus the Seahawks. I like the Seahawks a lot. I'm going to take them -2.5.
I want the Rams, but I think the Seahawks will.
Yeah, they're unstoppable. They're a spectacular team. I'm not a big fan of their quarterback. I like the Rams a little bit more, but I just think that
Sam Darnold's having one of his better years, but he's still not, a marquee quarterback in many people's life. Okay, wing it. Who do you like?
Okay. So I'm going. Man, I don't think this quarterback broke his ankle on the field. By the way, but
You don't think he broke his ankle?
He's celebrating in the locker
that
room.
happened a lot.
That's why
I
it
guarantee
became a
that.
post game. That's how they, and that's why. And you know what? That's
Because
why,
I did watch closely. My son Benny was at the game. I watched closely, and you can't see it anywhere.
no.
He popped right up.
And then he went and did interviews.
Yeah.
And you heard Sean Payton.
You got a
post-
broken ankle and you're doing interviews. I mean, you're going to be wincing. You're
Well,
going
that
to
explains why Sean Payton in the post-game presser, they asked him about the injury, and he said that Bo Nix had told him, "Oh yeah, I had the injury in college, and I had it back in high school." And Sean Payton says to him, "Well, if I
You
didn't know
think it was
about
in the
this-"
locker room?
I think it was.
Peyton
Or
said
somewhere else.
Peyton said he wouldn't have drafted him if he didn't know about those injuries.
Right.
Which at the time caught me weird. But if it's because my starting quarterback just told me he popped his whatever because he was in the shower smoking a cigar, I got a slip slide out front. Wouldn't that make sense? Because I did not see the injury occur during the game. All of a sudden, post game,
You guys are conspiracy clowns.
Well,
Okay, so here's
it's
my
the
pick, though.
electricity.
It's a long
and they're
wrap
having a
round.
Super Bowl with
Okay.
the
But
electricity.
we always had this theory when a team would fly overnight, land at like 6 o'clock in the morning, the Rays had a day off, that other team would always win. So to shut the narrative down, I got the Broncos winning that game.
You got the Broncos. All right. How about Seahawks and Rams?
I got to be a homer. I'm going with Matthew Stafford and the Rams.
I like that. All right, Raymond.
Well, the game's at Levi Stadium. So I'm going with the power plant generator, which is right next door, which is causing all the problems with the injuries on the field, which will explain what happened to Bo Nix in the undescribed play. But I like Denver. I like Stidham being ready. He's probably going to throw the ball 4 times. They're going to have a strong running game. The Patriots won at home, but Drake May's going to Mile High in that crowd tomorrow. So I take them. And then as far as I'll take the Seattle. But either way, think of it. If it's Denver and Seattle or LA and they're playing out in Frisco, it's like literally 3/4 of the country is like, when's the Super Bowl? Oh, it happened last week. I didn't even know. It's crazy, right? I mean, it's still going to be a thing, but obviously the NFL's going, why couldn't we have the Patriots? Look for the Patriots to get some favorable calls tomorrow at Mile High.
They've been getting a lot.
I agree with that.
All right, boys. Hey, Nick, great for coming down. You're going to be a regular. I don't know if you know that yet.
Sounds good to me.
For Ray Kennedy, of course, Ben Botham, Brad Richardson, super job with our Primetime Preps, Body Armor, Coca-Cola, High School Conversation with Shorecrest Prep. So, pretty interesting group of kids. You got one from London, one from Australia. Very impressive young man. And then of course our bolts, our lightning conversation with Wyatt Ross, and for Joe Bedreau on the controls, Adam Fernandez and his lovely bride that's here today, and of course my wingmen Jake and where's Tristan?
Tristan and Aiden are hiding.
And Aiden, they're hiding. You'll be listening to the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection right here on our video streaming now on the YouTube as well as Facebook. We'll get to Facebook, we'll get to TikTok, and we'll get to Instagram as well. brought to you by Coca-Cola. Thanks for listening to the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection. Have a fabulous weekend. God bless you. God bless America. And as always, be sure to have a championship week.